Hello and good night. Hello and good night. Hello.
Stream's done.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. And welcome to another Component Cast broadcast of Zweihander. My head is not working all of a sudden since hitting play. Roach, what are we playing tonight? I'm gonna give it to you so I can think.
Oh, Jesus.
Very professional, guys. Very professional.
And people complained about my stream being like fourth wall breaking and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But no, at least I actually kept the thing going.
It's fine.
We're doing fine. We're
keep it going.
Look, we're professionals here. Everything is fine. Don't look behind the idiots.
Professional shitlord.
Idiots.
Oh,
Everything's fine.
I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting that I put so I would never lose it. I put the Zweihander promo on my desktop, not in the game subfolder that I keep all the notes for the game in, and it throws me every damn week. That's right, Midge. We're playing Zweihander. I haven't changed this for weeks. A grim and perilous RPG published by Andrews McNeil Publishing and designed by Daniel D. Fox. It's a grimdark set of low fantasy-ish rules based on a D100 system that we've been having a decent time with so far. It's been very fun. I've talked about the other games that are available that use the Grim and Perilous system, but just to talk about other things that are going on right now, if you're for some reason watching this but also going to Gen Con, which you should probably be on the way to right now, Andrews McNeil Publishing is going to be there. Is actually also a sponsor of Gen Con this year, and there's going to be a whole bunch of games going on for Zweihander and the various other Grim and Perilous RPGs, as well as I think they're going to be showing off the new starter set and a new compilation book, or a new adventure booklet that has a whole bunch of pre-written adventures and a campaign that is coming out very soon as well. So keep an eye out for that, and soon, I'm pretty sure, the release of Blackbirds, the very interesting RPG that uses the same system. That should be coming out, I think, next month, unless that's been pushed back. I haven't checked. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know how to end these.
Oh, that's all we have. That's pretty much that's great. I mean, it's fantastic. You covered everything, and yeah, we love what we're doing. So,
pocket sand.
without further ado, let's get on with tonight's broadcast, shall we?
I did not have my background on. Right, we're back.
We're back.
Right. Does anybody want? No, it was a half session, so I'm not going to make you guys do that. As well as because we worked it out. Mitch's character is keeping his portent roll because it was only half session last week, so he is. Hopefully, he kept that note somewhere that he knows what he rolled. Great. Last week, you all finally arrived at the village that you have been traveling to, being what is the word for? I don't know the action that that somebody who is
a gondolier.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah,
it's like a punter.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I'm saying if you had to describe what a gondolier is doing, what is the verb?
Gondoling.
Rowing. I guess rowing. You two
rowing.
there.
Yeah.
I suppose that is.
He's rowing the gondolier.
I'm not feeling great, so you're both a sick person. who guided you to the village. When you arrived there, you found out that it was a interesting culture that had sprouted up from this insular kind of elven clan, who, funnily enough, had a very similar culture to what we would consider to be the kind of Southern America, like the Southern U.S. Area, but were welcoming enough. Didn't give you too much guff, and
yeah, right. They're trying to eat us.
Fairly easily find your contact, or at least the individual you were trying to find, which was Alden Bonder, who had been a witness to the attack on the logging site, and gave you a bit of information, not a huge amount, but enough that you were able to, with some decent rolls, find out a couple of options of what could be going on. And we left off with you coming to... You narrowed it down to a couple of various different threats, primarily Fey threats. And then I believe the last thing we had was Newton was going outside to talk with, and I forgot who it was that he was going to talk with. Ashen. That was correct. And so we left off right there because it was a half session. So
What was I about
So-
to talk about?
Before we go any further, what would Ashen know about the Pale Riders? Because obviously she knows that can be a pact with Aja, but what else would they know?
It's led by Clint Eastwood.
Obviously.
Nice. And like Clint Eastwood, they were part of the lore for the rudely forgotten video game Atmosphere. Originally, I forget what his original name was. Atmosphere. During its DVD run, the Pale Riders were a thing. That is a coincidence that I know that game exists, and also that is in this world that I created. That was
Pure coincidence.
See, when you mentioned Atmosphere, I thought you was going down the VHS board game.
That is it. Atmosphere
yeah.
became a DVD later, and it became a DVD video game later.
Oh man, I love that game.
Yeah,
I still want to play it.
Don't know that game at all.
They weren't great.
It was
Really weren't, but who cares?
The DVD one was a lot better. But
To answer Midge's question, Newton was going to talk to Ashen about Faye.
Yes.
That was the last.
Yeah, no, there was something specific.
which
That's why
you
I'm
know-
like,
yeah, but to get back off of the tangent there, sorry, we were talking about things that don't exist anymore. We were, Pale Riders, Ashen would know a lot of mythological things about it, in the similar sense that Newton and a couple of others knew mythological tales, like fairy tale level knowledge on the wolf that you dealt with. And the Pale Riders are in a way, they're very presented as debt collectors. Like they are used to bring those who owe a debt to back to balance, whatever that means. Like there's a lot of interpretations of that in various mythological tales, depending on depending on how friendly it is to children being told. They're all ghost-like described a lot, but they have corporeal forms. They're always they always ride on skeletal beasts, usually like a horse's skeleton that is animated, stuff like that. But it's very non-specific.
I remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, you don't encounter these around every tree.
So, if we're dealing with some sort of a Pale Rider thing, as we suspect, and they seem to every now and then align themselves with the natural goddess or spirits of the forest, for example, in a retributive and protective manner, could also... Didn't we also assume that the mega direwolf thing also fulfilled that mantle sometimes? Ergo...
Newton, look around this village.
It's damp, it's tall, it is...
What do you hear?
nature.
And children. Do you hear that in the other village?
Well, they've got children, but we don't hear nature very often. It was very peculiar.
Did
There
we
is
notice children in the other village?
Yeah, specifically the woman that was using the wash bucket and being asked for clues was looking after kids and accidentally lost one.
Okay. That was
This place has life. They are doing something there that Aja is taking their vengeance on. That is what I want to investigate. I do not want to fight the Pale Riders. They are probably on the same side I am.
Well, I'm not saying fight them at all. It's just something's got to have irritated them or caused them to do this. And if there is a undeniable link here that two elements that we are now investigating have mythological cause to be natural protectors in some elements. So what is the root cause? It can't just be humanity moving in on this part of the forest, surely. Well, not humanity, but...
The people here live with their environment. The person with the raft said they always use every part of any animal they hunt. Something I do. They're clearly using their natural environment to the best of its advantage rather than exploiting. So the other village seems dead. The only things are crows and rats.
No, you're right. And what I'm wondering is... the timeline for this has been shorter. So either something was found recently during the mining, during the logging, or something thawed out with the frost. Something that has disturbed the natural order. And nature is pissed.
They are.
I don't
I
know.
won't.
Go ahead.
I won't protect the people of their village if they are. I can't.
That's fine by me. I'm fine as long as I get my answers.
Very well.
One final thing. If we were to explore a route of pacifying whatever is going on with the nature, do you have any way you suppose, or what would be the best stance to start looking, or do you know of anything in your
The
teachings?
Pale Riders
or-
attacked the camp. The logging camp, which
Correct.
makes me feel either they have taken trees, which they should not have done. Obviously, Aja accepts that people, building materials and wood is a wonderful building material. What I'm wondering is, what have they left behind that couldn't go back, or they wish to go to the logging camp? I think the answer will be there.
I agree. And... Oh, I think that settles it. And Newton walks back inside.
Ashen stays outside, just looking around them.
Any for anything in particular?
Just enjoying what it could be.
Okay. So, with that, yeah, is there anything anybody else wants to ask your contact target?
No.
Victim?
Hasn't gotten that bad yet, Utari. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. I think we've gotten everything we wanted to know out of him. Unless anyone else can think of any questions that come to mind, I think we've probed him for everything we need to probe him for.
Yeah, not without disrupting massive, Okay, we're gonna drag you back to the site of where all your friends were killed. Yeah, we can't get anything else out of this individual.
So, Jeska's finishing her food. And then she's going to sit there and look at Aiden for a second. And then reach into her jacket and pull out 2 silver pieces and slide it across the table to him.
Thank you. Very generous.
No good deed should go without its rewards, and reliving trauma of any kind is difficult. Muted arrival.
Talking to Red.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Looked like you were talking to the microphone. So she's going to stand up and go to leave if no one stops her.
All right. Do the rest of you follow?
I will be running out, like looking over my shoulder suspiciously at all the elves and muttering under my breath. I'm checking my trash pile in my coat to make sure, checking my pockets, make sure there's no missing bits of tin, just in case somebody tried to nick some of it, like a little spanner or something like that, or a broken can.
I'm actually
You never know.
I'm gonna go to Drakel actually. Look, Drakel, I know that you are wily when it comes to the talkative arts, but also of the economic arts. I'm looking to purchase some of that fine, strong alcohol. I feel like you could get a far better deal on it than I could. Perhaps you would sequester some for me?
Confused? What do you mean?
I'm saying you're far better at bartering than I am.
Pulls him to one side. Explain.
I'm saying that you're far better at bartering than I am. I do not have a good way with people. If you have another way of getting it, though, I don't care.
Well, it depends on how much you want to spend for it.
Well, I have a maximum of... Well, it depends if I'm not eating or not. It's like, I have 8 silver to my name left, but I really think we need some of that alcohol.
Okay.
I'm not above petty theft.
Said about anything about stealing?
No, just robbing them blind.
Hey, if I'm doing my job right, they give it to me willingly.
Exactly. It's not stealing. But I'm saying
Not
I'm not
stealing,
above
they're
it.
giving it to me.
Trying
Acquisitions.
to approach this guy with a
Drakel,
fucking, like,
Drakel is in
plan to-
acquisitions.
Yeah, he's about to approach this guy with a plan to like cause his business to explode, and in reality, he's just gonna get like 4 or 5 kegs off him and never see him ever again.
No, you never offer him anything like that.
That's true, yeah. Because then they come after you.
No. Because no one will accept that. It's too good an offer.
That's true, actually, yeah.
You give them something, or promise them something that's actually within reach. It's just, it requires a hell of a lot less work to get that thing through you.
Sounds like you have experience.
Everyone has experience.
Yeah.
I'm just very good at applying it in D&D worlds. For example,
Yeah, you gotta add those last 3 words in there.
Whenever we had an interrogation that you guys screwed up, I would then go and get the information we wanted from the same source you screwed up.
Hey, I didn't screw anything up. I was just there.
Rival is our Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, he is. Equally
I mean,
not.
I would like to point out you did actually screw up.
Probably at some
You
point.
promised to kill Salah if she didn't give us the information.
I don't think I did that, did I?
You did.
Someone did.
Was that Stinny or was that me?
That was you.
Oh, that's fair enough then.
So, by the way, just to
You
remind
did use your
everybody-
shield, though, with your really good perception.
Just to remind everybody, you do have a full pool of fortune points.
And we will at the end of the game as well.
It depends.
on what
Does
happens.
Discourse have to roll.
I like.
Yeah.
Good point.
I like how there's a mechanic in this to make things somewhat easier for you, and the universal response by the group is just like fuck you.
Basically, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's.
They're
that
there
sounds
to be
about right.
spent.
I have had experience of going very deep into threat in Star Trek RPG. I mean, like ridiculously deep. So I'd rather not repeat that.
Yeah.
we
Like,
do
if I
embrace
could declare
failure.
threat bankruptcy, that was the level we got to.
It's very easy in Star Trek adventures. All right, so yeah, you leave the bar in the center of town. Okay, well, everybody else leaves the bar at center of town. Drakel, what are you up to?
I'm going to talk to the barman.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you go up to one of the bar, one of the individuals behind the bar. 'Cause there's a few. Let's say you're aware enough. You go to the one that you definitely know speaks common. Speaks common. So yeah, you walk up. Need a refill?
Actually, looking for something a little bit stronger.
Oh, we got a couple of things. Are you, what?
My
do you
ogre
want?
friend?
Yeah, tall one?
Yeah. They had that strong stuff that you... I was wondering if you had any more.
Strong stuff. Strong stuff. We have a couple of things on that we can pour out. Are you just wanting something to drink here?
No,
we don't
no.
sell wholesale.
You don't?
We don't. No, we don't make our own.
So there'd be no way for me to say buy a cask or something like that.
If not from us. You'd have to talk to the owner to get from our stock, but you could go to one of the brewers around the village. They probably got some spare sitting around.
Shame, I was really hoping to buy it from this place. I've got a good feeling about this, but thank you very much. And reached to shake his hand, leaving 5 silver coins in his hand, and then just walk away.
We're doing it again. We're gonna Masamusa this place. Just crash the economy.
Inflation just.
It's just
I can't believe we
by
did
bribery.
that poor village.
Not bribery,
that we
I'm saying
visited
thank
that
you.
game.
Yeah. No,
That poor village where, like,
You just gave away as much silver as I have, pretty much.
Yeah. And also, like, it's basically like when we walked into that village in Sleeping Giants and we were like, we'd like to buy some bread. We only have gold.
They only
Have
gold.
change
It's
for
funny.
dinner.
Can you break a
How's your bread?
platinum?
It's like
It's no
5
joke.
silver. Here, have 5 gold.
Yeah, no joke. They walked into that town, and I believe I tracked it. They spent 200 gold pieces in a backcountry village that dealt in
Session
silver.
Mog went mad.
Everything to the it's like they gave a farmer 50 gold pieces, or some ridiculous thing like
We were
that.
rich by that point. We were ridiculous.
I think we finally had some money after a lot of
No.
not having any
And
money.
not,
And we
not
thought we
just
were all
some.
about to die as well. That's another thing. I want to put that in context.
You were like that Ethiopian king that just like crashed the gold market in Egypt, that just came in there and just started spending gold.
Yeah, it's Mansa Musa, the
That's
Malian
what-
one that
that's
did
what
the
I
whole
said. That's
tour.
all.
Yeah.
That was all. Yeah, the Malian one.
That's exactly what I said
Yeah,
earlier.
it was then, yeah, it was
Yeah,
Utari. It's just when
We're sliding back, is what's happening here.
Sliding back.
discourse is
yeah,
like.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's all
Don't
right.
worry.
Too much
Words.
for you to.
Just smile
It's
away.
too much Sleeping Giants for you to watch this,
No.
because you do not have the time.
Yeah. But everyone else watching, you might. Go ahead and try and find it. It's spread a lot. Like, it's spread
It's
across
all
quite
on-
a
it's
few.
all on
On
Rival's channel.
Oh,
Midget
Rival.
Rival's YouTube.
Rival
channel.
has the
Rival
most
has-
complete version.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Rival has
both
the
of
whole
you, both of you have missing chunks of like 30 episodes that are, and they none of them overlap.
Oh,
So
right. Just like throw that in my face that I was not streaming all the freaking time. I am so sorry.
Yeah,
That was the times during the blue screens of death as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
That's
that
true.
was
Actually, is what.
My whole system was dying. from
Either
overuse.
way, we're in a swamp.
So, so you're in a swamp. You've just you walk away from the bartender and you head out. Well, that's going on. What's everybody doing? What do you want to do while you're here? You do have a ride back that is just waiting. So you can leave whenever you want.
Can we get out of here now?
No.
Before one of them gets me and turns me into soup.
Would you like to get back in the hammock?
Will you be tasty?
I don't know. I've never
Let's
eaten
find
myself
out.
before.
That
Drakel, have you
surprises
seen
me.
him? He
Yeah.
is like 95% of his weight is like trash. that is a lot of stringy meat there. Maybe you're into that. I don't know.
Stringy. Stringy meat's the best.
Jessica's just eating some leftovers.
Yeah, she's like, hum, nom, nom, nom.
It's just some.
Also, fuck you. I had a good joke. I had to say it.
It's fine. So.
I think I've lost my appetite.
That's fair.
I'm not kidding around. These elves, they're dangerous.
Kluft, you will get us killed. Shut up.
I've never been in an elf city before.
Then how do you know about elves?
Because they've been in my city.
And they
We
ate
shot
people?
here to see elves.
Well, Pipsqueak used to say so all the time. That
Oh,
they
who's
would get you and
Pipsqueak?
grind your bones down.
If Pipsqueak said jump into a bottomless pit, would you do it?
Pipsqueak did jump into a bottomless pit, and I did do it. Turns out there was a lot of- Turns out there was a lot of mud at the bottom.
No, this
This
explains a lot.
Went through a dimensional portal. He's originally from Waterdeep.
Oh god. That would
Let me get
explain
this
a lot.
straight. You jumped into a bottomless pit and it had mud at the bottom.
Well, we thought it was bottomless at the time.
In which case you didn't jump into a bottomless pit. You just lied to us.
Well, it's called the bottomless pits where we threw our junk.
What do you consider junk?
I mean, we've seen your clothes.
Coins, bits, plants, other stuff that wasn't worth anything.
Swords, armor.
Books.
Yeah,
Books.
that sort of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, paper, all sorts.
Original complete copy of the Iliad.
It's these
The complete
girls.
rulebook for Elite Dangerous.
Metal
The-
hats.
The actual design plan for Elite Dangerous.
First edition
No, that
Warhammer
doesn't
rules.
exist, rival. That would have to exist first for it to be
We got
thrown
the
away.
zoomies today. All right.
Yeah.
It's a zoomy day.
Dice game. D100 dice game.
Yep. you're gonna be that now. So yeah, yeah. I'm glad you still got that. Yeah. So
Okay.
so what do y'all want to do then?
Going to a
Okay, so-
brewery.
Go to a brewery?
I'm smart enough to actually arrange a piss up in a brewery.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I thought we wanted to hit that lumber yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Let's
will
go
do,
to the
but we
mill.
have to leave this village to do that for quite some way, like a
It's
day
the
and a
whole
bit's
thing of
travel.
like, do any side quests you want to do now before you leave moment.
I want to see if there's any herbalist selling herbs.
Oh, why?
Any
There's plants
herbalists?
everywhere.
Wow. These are particular plants that I'm after, and they're easier to acquire, especially if they've had to be preserved for later use from a professional trader. If I just grab a bunch of random weeds from the ground, I don't know if that's gonna help the pain if you get hurt, or give you strange visions, or potentially kill you, or more than likely do nothing. So, better I go to a herbalist knowing that I'm getting the exact stuff I need, prepared in the way I need it prepared.
I
What if
cannot
they're-
argue with it, logic.
What if they're cutting it though with stuff that doesn't work? That's what they used to do all the time. That's what Big Tail used to do. He used to cut it all up, grind it down.
Have to deal with that when that
To
happens.
write down every name that you say. God damn it! If you ever go there again.
You think I'm just glad it's not my names because I'd have to come up with more names, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Pipsqueak, Big Tail. All right.
Pipsqueak's dead. He jumped to the bottom of this pit. He's dead. Remember that?
No, he's not dead. He lives there now. He's got a house. It's
Yeah,
real
he
estate.
built a house in a
out
morgue.
with
he-
armor
he-
and books.
He
and
he
plants.
survived the fall. He survived the
Yeah.
fall. But then I came in after him.
Then he choked on a cracker.
So people. So if you're wanting to find so anybody who's wanting to try and find something specific, go ahead and roll. If you're just wanting to not have any like help with it, just a regular awareness check. But if you're just trying to use like I'm trying to like ask people and find some directions. That's probably going to be honestly, it'd probably be a scrutinize, I would say. I'm trying to look for anything that would be more.
Is Ashen
Yeah.
going anywhere? Jeska's just gonna hang out with Ashen.
Okay. Yeah, be scrutinized. Yeah, scrutinize or awareness, depending on how you wanted to do it. Which are both the
doesn't matter.
same. Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
same ability stat. So.
I find nothing. 70.
70. Okay. And Drakel.
I'm taking Midge.
I can't help in tasks. I'm just pointing
I'm
out.
aware of that. I don't
Okay.
need your help.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I'll go with him.
Midge the character.
I just need to stand there.
Midge the player.
Midge can't help. Newton, he's fine. But Midge just can't be asked.
No. Newton is not allowed to give the help
No, I
action.
know, I
Just
know, I know,
okay,
I know.
cool. Just making sure.
Midge
I'm
the player
literally
is warning
walking
you.
out of the bar and just going, with me.
You probably want to bring me as well.
Okay,
No, it's fine.
no, you're already coming. You're in the hammock. You're in the hammock. Like you're.
So that you know, I mean, if you want to carry a casket, like a cask, like
That's.
I mean,
That's yeah. No. That's
That's like
like
my-
we've seen
that's my
Kluft.
ability.
We've seen Kluft carry a lot of things.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. I'm just, Newton. It talks. You die.
Oh, it talks. The hammock goes in the water.
Just yeet. Bye now.
I am not having it muck up this deal.
There are live gators in the water.
They're just swimming around.
Literally following us along the bank.
They heard
It's
that
like,
and were like,
yeah, they were like, "Ooh."
Somehow, Kluft's specific oil and scent content is like
Not to worry. Not to worry.
The alligators
I will.
are actually smiling. It's not a fake smile. It's not a toothy or anything like that.
one of them is ticking.
All right, let's get all the jokes. Let's get all the really specific jokes out of the way.
No.
There will be more, and you will fucking like it.
Robin Williams, you're really miscast for this movie.
Hey, he was good in Hook.
He was
I
good
liked
in it.
him.
I'm just
That
like,
was a
he's the
fantastic
40-year-old
film.
playing a 9-year-old.
Yeah, it
In
was.
some places, that would be called problematic.
He did well, but he was miscast. He just did well. He worked with it. Okay, so yeah.
Disagree. Hook was perfect.
All right. So yeah, I need one of you to make a check then to try and find yourself a brewery, and if you're not going to be using.
I've already done it.
I have a
28.
map. I have a map to the brewery, just to point that one out. So I just hand that to Drakel.
That would have made it an easier check, anyways.
Yeah, and Drakel goes, found brewery. Go this way.
Like I said, I bought you on to barter it. I didn't need to.
So what you do is you head deeper into the village, and as you go, you notice the village. It's a bit larger than you initially thought. From where as you were coming in, it looked like moderately sized. It's a bit smaller than Low Hill, which is a fairly small settlement. But as you go deeper, you notice that this is built into kind of the a kind of thick part of the swamp that keeps going. Yes.
Also, after we have found the brewery, I'd like to find a kebab vendor.
Funny.
Has this become a tradition?
Yes.
We have to.
I am fighting to make it so.
You gotta get some elven cooking wine and a kebab.
No. Though you might be able to
I'm
find
not there,
like, somebody selling like a frog on a stick.
That works.
I think Newton's already eaten 3 of those.
He's just a
Maybe
kid.
it's a
He's like a kid at a carnival. He's just eating like.
That was legitimately what was given to him from the restaurant they just ate at.
Yeah, you got frog legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. All of you got you got chili, frog legs, and gator tail was what you were served.
Delicious.
Yeah, gator tail's actually good.
I've heard that.
I've had it.
Oh.
It's surprisingly not as gamey as you would think.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah,
They
it's
spend
what
a
the
lot
tail.
of time chilling.
Yeah, the tail is they don't. It's just a lot of it's just a lot of meat that doesn't. It's a lot of muscle, but it doesn't really it's just really tense muscle. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You have to eat it. Yeah, as you go deeper, you notice the village is kind of built into the mangrove that it's in a bit. So it's definitely a bit larger. And as you get further in, you do find the brewery. And like all the rest of the buildings, it is on stilts, though this one definitely goes lower to the water. So it's only maybe, instead of it being like 10 feet off of the water, it's more like 5. So it's about halfway down. And you can definitely see some soft, like whitish smoke or steam coming out of a couple of stacks that are near the back of this moderately sized building as you go towards it. And it's kind of open air design, so there are walls and doors, but it's just but that's a very small part of it, like a little subsection within the roof, so you can see people working in it. So what would you like to do?
Knock on the door.
Oh, yeah. You go up, you knock on the door. Who is it?
1 second. Need to make sure I get my name right. Drakel Desertwind III. I have a business proposition for you.
Yes, like some footsteps on the boards and a door opens.
Hello, my good
What
sir.
you want?
Understand you're a purveyor of particularly fine alcohol.
Yeah, we make a might strong brew.
Excellent. Just what I'm looking for. I was wondering if I could buy a casket off you.
A casket?
Yes.
You're wanting to...
A whole casket.
You mean
of the dead body?
You want pine box with...
Yes, with a dead body in it filled with spirits.
You want a
Well,
cask.
welcome to Big Al's Casks and Caskets.
Lean into the mistake, people. That's how you get around it. You lean into it.
We drink them down, then we board them up.
Don't worry. You're leaving here one way or another.
I wish I had my
Two
cowboy
ways to
hat.
leave here: drunk or dead.
or dead drunk.
I have a cowboy hat somewhere in this house I could go get, but I'm not going to.
Drunk dead or dead drunk. It's the only two things we do here.
Yeah.
Extra $9.95, you get this Welsh board.
Cask? Yeah, we could do that. Any specific kind, or?
The strongest you have, my good sir.
Right. You want some from the reserve? Come on. Just like waves you in. To the back
Warning,
of...
you're going to have to test this.
Oh no, I'm not. We are.
Goes into the building and
How
it's like
dare you?
It's as us as observers playing the game, it is weird, but as you being in the universe, not. It is a stereotypical elven abode, like elven building, very fine and like curves and carvings and stuff like that, juxtaposed with a very Cajun bayou culture on like around. But as you're led through the building, it looks like this isn't like they don't normally sell things here, but it's not really like super structured. So this mostly looks like an accountant like kind of area. There's a couple of desks and like books around and some quills. But it's like middle-aged elf walks down a hallway to the back of the enclosed part of the building and takes a turn and like takes out some keys and starts going through them, then unlocks the top lock, takes a key, unlocks a lower lock, and then turns two knobs and opens the door. And all right, oh, cask, reserve. You hear from beyond the door on the side. Yeah, here we go. Out you see a clay, like a clayware cask size jug that is just covered in dust as it brings it out. You know, stereotypical the dust flies out. Yeah, this will do it.
New to my good man.
I will take a dandy sip of this.
Oh.
Oh.
Gotta let it breathe.
It's been dead for many years, my friend. You must
Air
let it break
revolution.
life.
See, I told you it's alive. It's from people.
Takes the cork out.
That's not what it means. Breathing is just where you add air to drink to make the flavor more.
Yeah,
This is all
very-
very strange. Where I come from, the moment that there is a liquid that has not been drank, it gets drank immediately. You don't let something breathe, someone
Give
else
me
will
the
spill
hammock.
it on you.
Give me the hammock
what-
now.
You know, I cannot. You know, as somebody who brews drink, I agree with that sentiment.
I
you
just
go.
imagine him saying, "You gotta let it breathe," and he just suddenly turns into like a southern sommelier. So you're gonna get like notes of whiskey bourbon, some oak in there.
Really
Before we go much further, my good man.
It's been mature for 25 years.
Before my
Fine, it's
Jeska
vintage.
tests this, exactly what kind of strength are we talking here?
You say you're one of the strongest.
Oh, good.
My question is, who would get drunk from this? My friend's an ogre.
Yeah, he'll be fine. In the he'll survive it.
You're saying I feel it. Okay, good.
Yes. It gives you a little shot glass.
Right, and
That's about half full.
Oh god, I've
Okay.
got my whole
Would you
thing
be
is
willing
I've got
to
giant
join
hands. So
Yes, that's-
Would you be willing to join us with having a taste, sir?
Oh yeah. It's what's that
Pint
from
glass.
Game of Thrones? It's a poor wine cellar that drinks his own wares. I can't make that into a southernism. I don't know how to do that on the fly. Yeah, no, he takes a little glass out. Do you want some, sir? I don't know what your tolerances are.
For this type of drink, it's merely for my friend. I just want to make sure that it was safe. You
Good
could
call.
poison my friend, but you wouldn't poison yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a sense, this is just poison.
Look, reading in the trait that I'm trying to have this thing triggered when I want it to. I just need to be intoxicated or under the effect of deliriums. So poison counts.
Should have
Just
kept
for
the
the
mushrooms.
All right.
Hoping you did.
Bombs up.
I wasn't there for that session. What am I rolling?
I need you
Wait,
to
wait.
make a. Hold on a second. I just gotta check. Here.
Smooth. I was expecting something with a little more kick to it.
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to make. I'm gonna need you to make a toughness check.
Goodness.
Do not fail this roll.
It's a negative 20.
So I just critical failed. With a 66.
Oh, he's gone to hell. He's gone to hell. Let's go.
If that was a -2, even though I'm huge, I would have needed an 11% or lower to
Oh god.
That makes
complete
sense.
that.
That makes sense. That's not for you to immediately pass out. That's for you. That's for you to feel this,
Yes,
even with the small amount. So you take a drink, and it's weird because you take a drink and for like a second, it's just water. Like it's kind of like it tastes like a little like murkier kind of like stale water. And then as it goes, you feel kind of an odd reverse order from where the liquid is at that second back up to your to the tip of your tongue, and in the way it travels of just fire.
Okay. I scrutinize the brewer. Does he show any signs of being hit by this?
Yeah, go ahead and roll scrutinize.
25.
Is that a success? I don't know your stats inherently. Okay. Tell me.
My stats for scrutinize. Where is it gone? It was there a minute ago. There it is. I'd need a 51 or less.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because there's six stats that I have to. There are six people stats I have to keep track of. So, yeah, I have trouble remembering just the skill list for this game right now. Yeah, no, yeah, he took a drink and he did not hide the fact that he just yeah.
Newton.
I have a clear sinuses.
Oh dear lords. Oh dear wisdoms. That wow. I have sniffed paint thinner that was totally weaker.
Okay, so not good enough. Anything stronger, my good man?
Oh lord.
Honestly, we're not allowed to sell anything stronger. This is it. Anything stronger, honestly, it would just eat through the ceramic.
And of course, there was that whole thing of that the man who went blind.
Okay. In which case, we will take 4 jugs, but each one will have to be tested before we'll accept them.
Yeah, we don't have 4 of this. Honestly, we've had this for a while. This one for a while, and nobody wants it. So I'm willing to part ways with it just to get it off the shelf. Honestly, I'm not sure what they were thinking when they made this.
Okay,
but-
and the price?
Oh, hold on.
Firstborn.
And time's up while I look up the regular price of spirits, then extrapolate.
I think an expensive bottle of brandy is like a gold or two, I think.
Hey, there's actual listing price, so I just need to.
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Moonshine.
The good moonshine.
I'm glad you decided to come here early in the campaign. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
6 weeks from now, Roach is like, oh, we're going back to there?
No.
Please no.
Let's see here.
After last session, Roach had to listen to like a couple of Union like marching songs because he slipped into his Southern there for a bit.
Like that's weird for me.
No, it's not. But
You say that like I don't already know the lyrics to Marching Through Georgia.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So just to give context to anyone who hasn't seen our stuff before, Roach used to be a Civil War reenactor. just to give it a little bit further context, because I know some Civil War songs are taken out of context heavily these days.
That's true. That's true.
He was
No,
one
I
of the
was
good
talking. Yeah. I was talking about Union songs.
I know,
do
I
it
know.
again, Uncle Billy.
Yeah, I know. But even so, I just wanted to.
Gotta put it out there.
Can never be too
Yep.
careful.
Rot gut. There we go. Rot gut by the bottle. Yeah, just 3 silver. For this, yeah, 3 silver.
Did you say that you were having trouble moving it?
That's why it's 3.
2.
Let me look at the. I have to remember
This
what the
guy's sinuses are
conversion.
still destroyed after the shot. They're like, oh god.
No, honestly, they're clear as they can be. There's everything. There's all that melted
Yeah,
away.
total
Right, we're
opposite.
after horseradish.
Yeah.
That stuff clear you out pretty quick. That like really spicy. You're thinking really actually spicy things like capsaicin stuff will just make you'll just
Just die.
yeah. I have to remember what the conversion ratio of a piece of
I'll
different
tell
money
you now. I
is.
have it open here.
12.
For gold,
2 silver, 6 pennies.
Done.
All right, you got a deal. Stops the cork back into it. Good luck. Gives it over to the ogre.
Is that rock gut that we've just bought?
It's elven rotgut. Yes.
Elven rock gut. Fantastic.
the elven means it tastes good for a second before you die.
Oh, there's no taste.
Like the best
Taste buds. Yeah, taste buds do not register it as a food or as a substance that can be tasted.
It tastes like hot.
You need to break down copper. So as top.
It's 12.
It tastes like
Oh,
pain.
quick math. I'm there.
Yeah. It's a wonder. Hey, your ancestors used to have to do this all the time.
No, I used to have to do this all the time for Call of Cthulhu because that was all.
Oh, right.
Count the shillings.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That is true.
Nightmarish.
All right. So you're doing that. What and we had a horrible failure to find the herbalist, so that didn't go through. Got it. So yeah, you are provided that. You pay and gives you the cask of elven rotgut, which is I think I don't know the actual measurement because the bottle is not given as a measurement in there because it could be anything. So according to this, I'm just going to say it's 3 bottles worth.
How much to get Newton drunk, though?
Oh, it's
shot,
based on
maybe.
it's based on like how much you drink of it, but it's not a lot. Not a lot. That'll last a bit.
It's not quite absinthe. It's close. Not
What's your
quite
guts? Cool. Fantastic.
Awesome. Anything else anybody wants to do?
Oh, I think we need to get the little one here out of the swamp.
Look how Kluft just goes from the enemy of the party to the baby and the
Depending on the
in the
situation.
hammock.
You can be
Yeah.
both at the same time.
That is true. That is true. I've been around toddlers. That is true. Toddlers
That is
that weren't
true.
mine.
That is true. I've been around this group.
Yeah.
I'm just terrified of elves. I just want to hang out
We're
by the river,
terrified
you
of
know?
everything.
Well, in fairness, so far, I mean, you should know. You almost died. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe you should be afraid of everything too.
That's only because we were in combat. I was not in my preferred environment.
Against rats as well, not elves.
I like how that sentence can be distilled down into, yeah, that was only because we were in danger that I almost died. As long as we're not in danger, we're fine.
Yeah. I mean, you did also like.
I'm sorry. Who started that fight?
Technically, it was entropy.
I suppose.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use that
Anyway.
in my life now. Yeah. So if you have nothing else you want to do in the village, you have a way out that you can take. It's later in the day by quite a bit. So to get out back to where you started, like on the edge of the swamp, you'll be going at night.
Hey, Hal, do you think we should stay for the night and maybe go in the morning?
It's up to you. I'm good. I just had another bottle. I'm good for a while.
Well, I'll turn to everyone else. Well, there's the options, right? We can either take the raft back to the edge of the swamp, camp out on the edge of the swamp, and then walk back in the morning. Or we could stay here, wake up early, take the raft across, and walk back to the village from there. Which do you guys prefer?
I say we go. I say we go.
So one vote for go.
Well, I'll agree. We'll go.
Okay.
Who votes
We'll
for
be
what?
getting back to the village at night.
Well, no, you'll be getting to the edge of the swamp at night.
Yeah. In which
Depending
case,
on rolls, you got a couple of days back to the village. So
We're going to be hitting nighttime either way in travel. Might as
yes,
well
would
get
you rather get a whole day traveling in the daytime?
we'll get that tomorrow.
Right then. Settled. Hal, we're ready to go.
Ugh.
okay, everybody on.
Put it this way as well, Drakel. If we don't get Kluft out of the swamp now, think of how insufferable they're going to be for the rest of the day. You won't get a good night's sleep with Kluft around like that.
We're gonna good night's sleep with Clough around.
Well,
I'm scared
I can
of
be very
everything.
soothing if you want me to do. I'm pretty skilled at massage.
No.
You know, for some reason I believe him. For some reason I'd fully believe him saying that. I'm like, yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah, but
It's
probably
calling.
everything I'm wearing is evil.
Yeah, it's true.
His calling in life that he missed as a masseuse.
Sports therapist. Yeah.
To the
I-
paddleball players.
Good at mirroring. Good at the mirroring technique, you know.
So, yeah, you won't get on board, and Hal starts taking you through the swamp. Instead of doing this all one by one, I just need somebody to volunteer to roll 3d10s and tell me the numbers.
it's an 8.
Oh, Midge.
4, 2, 3.
Oh, he's beat me to it.
All right. 4, 2, 3. Cool. 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 Interesting. All right. So, the last vestiges of sunlight disappear after about an hour on the raft. And from that point on, oddly enough, It's not that dark out.
Thanks.
Because as you look up, both moons are full tonight. So you see Lenoir and Prospera just fully out, shining light down. So it's not too dark, which is both a blessing and a curse, because while it is not that dark, and so you can see the fact that there's just a lot of wildlife on the banks of the rivers that you're traveling down, just kind of looking at you as you go.
I don't like this one bit.
Yeah, let's go out and start our traveling at night. That was a good idea. If only someone had said, let's stay in the village until morning. Oh, wait, I did.
I regret my decisions.
Just a lot of shining eyes in the darkness looking at you.
I hope there's no dogs. Ugh.
Oh, you don't gotta worry about dogs. They get eaten pretty quick.
Ugh. Even the small ones?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they're pretty much the first. They're pretty much the first to get eaten.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, what could that catcher's dog?
Oh, a lot. There's a lot out here.
Very annoyed when Drakel says that thing about elves. She looks very annoyed.
There's you got the gators. And they're kind of tippity top. Right there. You got swamp cats. Funny enough, reversal of out of the swamp. They're the apex events versus dogs. They kind of hunt them. So swamp cats, you gotta deal with them. You got really mean, like white furred creatures, really scraggly. They don't really do a lot, but I seen them bite a couple of people pretty bad. I don't know what they do or eat. They're out there.
Oh, sheep,
Yeah,
is it?
this
It doesn't mean like a sheep, does it? Is that what he's trying to describe? Like white-furred, scraggly creatures that occasionally bite. Not sure what they're doing. That's
bunny
sheep. That's sheep, isn't it?
Bunny rabbits are the death on
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
they're
Have
deadly.
you not seen
God damn it.
Monty Python and the Quest of the Holy Grail?
Now, see, you say that, but you actually don't know. Because if you're in the U.S., there's rabbits and there are North American hares. And North American hares are the creepiest fucking animal in existence. Because they have
Never heard
no
of
fear.
them.
They have no fear response. They're thin and they look like rabbits. So they stare at you from about 20 feet away and they don't move. And they just look like they know the secrets of the universe.
They might.
They might, that, and also rabbits and hares and stuff in the U.S. Scariest thing in the middle of the night, because when they die, they make a human-like scream. Like they scream when they are in pain, and it just happens in the middle of the night. You'll just hear. "Ah!" Just
Oh my God.
It's just like
It's like foxes. Just as
yeah,
bad, yeah.
yeah. No, seriously, you want to be scarred for life? Dude, look up a rabbit scream. It's oddly
I'm on it.
It's oddly
Please
primate like.
I'm already scarred enough. I don't need that bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
deal with packs of feral urban foxes sounding like screaming women whilst they're mating.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So. Sorry, I shouldn't have started talking immediately when I took a bite of something.
Jeska's just chilling in the middle of the boat, sitting there, looking at the sky, enjoying the night.
Yeah, and Halamar's just continues to push along the raft as he goes, regaling you with what is both carnivorous, poisonous, and venomous within the swamps, and oddly specific detail.
I'm
So-
just
and you
staring down
wouldn't-
at the water.
And you wouldn't expect it. You wouldn't expect that's yeah, little one. You wouldn't expect it, but there are actually these little snakes. They're about the size of your palm. Most poisonous thing you got here, or venomous. What is
Like
that?
eels.
Venomous is when it bites you and you die. Poisonous is when you bite it and you die.
Venomous. Most venomous thing you can find here. Like stark red, quick little bastards. They'll jump out of the water right at you.
They live in the water?
Oh yeah. Actually, most things in here live partially in the water.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's not natural. It's not natural.
Everything here is natural. There's a cycle of life.
And death.
Well, count me out.
It's in the Great Circle that's taught by Asia. Just,
Indeed.
I wish I had more prepared because I'd love it. I'd love just an elven sage spouting regular elven sage advice, but he sounds like that.
It'd be pretty funny.
It would be, yeah.
I thought that's what was going on.
No, that was all I had.
That was the beginning and the end of the bit.
Yeah, it was the beginning and end of the bit. I might. Halamar's not a smart guy. He doesn't have that kind of advice. He just knows kind of the perfunctories of his religion. That kind of just gives. So you learn to get used to it. Kill, be killed. That kind of thing. Honestly, you know, if a snake gets me or a gator gets me, that's statistically my fault.
What's the statistic?
You like those as a number thing.
Right?
I don't like numbers.
What a statistic is the word for like how often or what the chances are of you finding more junk, for example.
Well, very likely. I'm
exactly.
always looking out for
So
it.
that's a good statistic. A bad statistic would be how likely you are to find your other boot, for example.
Huh.
Yeah, see, I don't even go in for the shoes. Just too much effort.
It's very hard to find shoes to fit my feet.
Shoes are work. Yeah, I like to keep mine pristine though. Try not to wear them too much.
I can respect that.
In case you ruin them, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're always stepping on stuff is the problem with shoes.
It's very true. Very true. Oh, look, we're here. Because oddly enough, for the 6 rolls you rolled for encounters, you didn't hit a damn thing.
Good job, Ryan.
You sons of bitches.
You get a hug from me, Ryan.
My
I will take this. For sure.
I've been trying to kill you for weeks. You just want to get into combat. All right. Yeah. No. So yeah, that's basically what happens. Oliver's just regaling you, talking with you randomly until most of you don't see it, but you just kind of hit the side of the bank. You feel it. You know, we're here. Good time too.
Thank you, Hal.
No problem. You got a place to stay? Or you need like a roof? I don't use mine.
That would be wonderful.
Go ahead. I'm gonna enjoy nature. And it's nectars. And just you hear a cork come off a bottle. So, yeah, you are. If you want to, you can like make a space on the floor of this kind of old, unused shack.
I've got to be right back. I've got to go sort out the kids.
Yep. That serves as his home. And yeah, in the morning, if none of you have, yes, go ahead, Ashen.
as we're settling down, and Ashen find the probably rather big space around Kluft.
Mm-hmm.
And for once, this is the first time they've done this, they're going to take their hood down. So you see sort of the shock of yellow blonde hair and the big blue eyes, because I assume there's some lanterns or some candles in the shack. Because up to this point, they've always just had their hood up. You know what I am?
Like me, I guess.
No. I'm a gnome. What do you know about gnomes?
They live in people's gardens.
Anything else?
Got nothing. Well, actually, I've got folklore. So should I roll? Should I
Would you
roll?
like to roll something?
Yeah.
I was totally,
swinging it.
I was totally allowing you to just role play that out if you wanted to. But yeah, if you want to roll, you can.
Let's see. I mean, I'm not sure what I would have been told about gnomes, because I don't know whether or not they're like,
They do live in cities. Ashen came from a city.
yeah, that is a feel. That is a feel, unfortunately.
Does it fail? Never really interacted with them that much. You know, the garden thing, you know, well, you've heard about garden gnomes,
Yeah.
but you're not totally sure. The one time you heard it referred to, it was a stone gnome. So you're not sure if that's normal or...
I love
Or
the
what?
idea, though, that Kluft now thinks that because she believes in nature, she's a garden gnome.
It's logically, it makes sense.
Ah.
Logically, you can feel the logic going from one thing. It's all based on incomplete logic, but it tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot really. You never really act with too much.
Sure. No, I did find a hat though, and sometimes people call me a bloody gnome.
And what about Newton? What is he?
I'll make a roll again, if that's okay. Folklore.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I was at 91. That's a fail. He's very tall.
Yeah, very tall.
Big boned.
He's an ogre. What do you know about ogres?
Oh, don't get in a fight with one in a pub. That's what Pipsqueak always said. That ogre will eat ya.
And what about Dagmar? What's he?
Rolling. It's a 92. I'm a very ignorant person. That's a 92.
The more this goes, the more I just think Kluft just has face blindness.
Yeah.
He just knows the sounds of voices.
No,
He can't-
I have face blindness for everybody but rat folk. I can recognize different rat folk, but I can't. I like everybody else's face. I'm like, oh, you don't have a snout. That's weird.
Bringing Clark out would love you.
Yeah. Dagmar, he's pretty short, I suppose, especially compared to Dude.
He's a dwarf. What do you know about dwarves?
Oh, I know about them. They sing songs and whistle. They invented all sorts of whistling songs. Also, you have to pay them on time, or else they'll break your knees.
Well, you got one of those things right.
It was the whistling one.
Yeah.
Now,
There was a dwarf
You
that
know
used to
me,
work for
don't you?
Bigtail. Yeah.
do I live in a garden?
Well, I don't know, I suppose. I usually live in a dump, but here we are. We're traveling. We're on holiday.
Well, what are you?
I'm Kluft. Hello.
What's your
He's
background?
undefinable.
But what is a Kluft? Sit you insulting us all with your ignorant viewpoint.
To be fair,
Describe
nothing
us.
he said is directly derogatory, except for the one thing. It's all. He's like, I heard dwarves whistle. That's yeah.
I didn't want to throw any salt around. What is a Kluft? I collect things.
Do all
I have the
humans
biggest
collect
trash
things?
pile. Huh?
Do all humans collect things?
Does Kluft know
Pipsqueak
he's
did.
human? Does Kluft know he's human?
Does Kluft think he's rat folk? Nobody
I
knows.
don't see where this leads.
What I'm saying is that you can't judge a whole people by what you hear.
I'll take philosophical questions for 500.
Huh.
Alex,
What is self-awareness?
Oh, is this like how everybody thought the big Freddie McClintock was the baddest fighter around, and everybody was afraid of him? But then it turned out that everyone he went up against in the ring was throwing, so the Pipsqueak could make lots of money.
Why do I know McClintock as a last name? Where the fuck does that come from?
It's
That's
an
gonna
Irish
annoy
thing.
the No, but I did McClintock, like something McClintock is a fighter related thing from somewhere, and that's gonna annoy the shit out of me. Keep going. I have to look this up.
So everybody was
Oh,
afraid
it
of
was a
him.
film. It was a film in the 60s.
But then it turned out that he wasn't at all. And actually, there was that one time where he got in a fight with Wee Man, and then he fell over, and he cried like that.
What I'm saying is, don't judge someone before you know them. Those elves were good.
But Pipsqueak says that they eat you if they get your hands on you.
The elves that lived in your city may have eaten you. Those elves wouldn't have.
Why not, though? I presume I taste very nice. I don't know, though. I've never tasted myself.
It's probably for the best, but we were there a few hours. They didn't harm us or hurt us. In fact, they were just nice and friendly, and they talked to us.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, now that you mention it. Huh. But then, so you're saying that only the elves, where I come from, steal children and grind them into soup. But here, they're okay.
Maybe just... Have we lost Roach?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rip.
Discourse,
Maybe
you're now in charge of the
just-
stream now, according to this. You're the
Oh,
GM
you're
now.
gone.
Oh no! Discourse is in charge. Everybody run!
Firstly, Kluft, you're gonna get some XP.
Kluft, you
First
now have
things
1,000 extra XP.
Now I can upgrade to Ratcatcher. Oh yes.
The
Turns
turns
out
of
the rat
tables.
is now the
The
Ratcatcher.
hunted becomes the hunter.
No, that's some moral quandaries there, because aren't all your friends rats? Like,
Well, it's gonna make it easier to catch them, isn't it? I've thrown in with the man. You know what I mean? Like I've sold out.
You're. Oh no!
we thought you were a rat, Kluft, but turns out you're a mole all along. Flips the table.
Yeah.
This sounds like a scene from Trakoga Nights. Like,
It does actually.
My new GM status accepted. I'm happy to continue on while we wait for Roach to
sure.
to slide back into our stream.
Cricket, let's go with the Anakin.
For example, Jeska's family are elven. Jeska's never hurt you, has she?
She does push me around a lot, in fairness, and she does look at me with covetousness in her eyes.
She looks at us all. If we...
Though
Try
I've
and
seen her,
hurt
she
each other
stares
or
at
get
me
each
in the night
Well,
with a look of anger.
Just to clarify, Jeska isn't in the room. She's outside.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I'd be saying this if she was in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying it because I don't want to get involved. Jeska will just pull her sword and kill you.
What are we in the forest?
Wow.
We're not in a room.
We
You're
are in the
in a
room.
We're in a
you're
little
their
hut.
Oh,
the
we're in the
hut.
hut.
I'm
Yeah.
outside because I'm like, I'd like to sit aside. I like to sleep
Wake up, Midge. It's okay.
Midge, it's all right. It's all right, man.
Dagmar looks over his shoulder to check if they're there before saying something that is like, well, I know I've got elvish friends, but...
You know what, guys? We are 10 minutes away from our break. Let's take our midpoint break here because Roach hasn't come back right away. So we'll use this time. We're going to take a 10-minute break here. I'm going to get some fucking caffeine. And we will see you in
Roach
10 minutes time.
Oh,
Oh, yay!
I'm back.
We're taking a break.
When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness, a radiant pustule. Writing, art, that's storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can beautifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get an extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click. An emotion so small that it could endlessly amount to possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast.
Drakelga. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Drakelga.
I missed the button push, but hello, we're back.
Professional. We're all professionals here.
I keep forgetting to take stuff off of studio mode sometimes. You know, it happens.
Quite literally, we are professionals. Now I think about it, we actually work in content creation. This is we get actual pay from a company.
This is yeah, a good half of this people's group's job, like, or part-time job at the very least. Anyway, we're back. We've left the swamp, and we're discussing if Kluft knows they're human.
We haven't left the swamp. We are in the
We are
hut.
still in the yeah, we're still in
on
the
the
swamp.
edge of the swamp, aren't
We're
we?
still on the edge of the swamp.
Yep.
And whether or not Kluft is a human or not is an ecumenical matter. Okay. We don't need to. But yes, we were having a conversation about attitudes towards different peoples. You know, different societies, different cultures. Kluft was getting a talking to.
Well, if it's an ecumenical matter, I grew up in a monastery. Let's deal with this.
What is a human when we bring it down to its base level?
So, let me
Not
get.
Kluft.
So, this is kind of like how Longtooth would always stab you in the back every opportunity he got, but Pipsqueak would be real palsy with you until your back was turned. Kind of like that.
Well, you're friends with a lot of ratkin, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's lots of them in the sewer.
Well, were they like the ratkin that we met?
Oh, they were very firmly anti-monarchy. The ones that I knew.
But
Anarcho-syndicalist raccoon.
Oh, they were. I mean, this is the. This is why Greyback used to always talk about the revolvers and how one day they would rise up from beneath the feet and they would take what was rightfully theirs. No longer fit only for scraps, but suddenly a feast, a banquet for all, is what he used to say. I don't know what it
so
means.
what you're saying is that although the people look the same, they were very different?
Well, I mean, Greyback was very different from Longtooth. Longtooth had a big, he had a big tooth. Greyback.
But they were all ratkin, they're all the same.
Well, we did all live in the sewers except for Bigtail. He had a big house. He lived topside, mostly on account of all the mushrooms and the ring fighting that he used to organize. And some would say that he would fix them, but if you said that, your legs would get broken by the dwarf. And I pointed Dagmar.
So not all the ratkin are the same, so why is everybody else all the same?
I guess I don't know them as well.
Why are you having a philosophical discussion about this on the edge of a swamp?
I don't want to get us killed.
On the edge of a swamp.
You're sleeping
We're
here?
going to sleep soon.
We're away from the water. Can't get us here, so don't worry about it. It's unlikely to rise, I think.
All I want to say, Kluft, is what you say can hurt a lot of people, and it can get us hurt. So if you have a question, an honest, truthful question, whisper it in my ear first.
Kluft never has honest, truthful questions. Kluft knows everything.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know nothing, to be honest.
Are you sure? You seem to make statements suggesting you do.
Oh well, you gotta tell people what you're thinking. Otherwise, you might forget it.
No, you really don't.
I love that reasoning.
But what if I forget it?
Then don't worry about it. It wasn't important.
Well, I don't know about that. There's been times where I've seen, where I've had all sorts of great thoughts. I mean, I
According
tell
to
you what
who?
they were, but I didn't speak them aloud. So,
They couldn't have been that great if you can't remember them.
no, they were very good. I remember.
Well, how do you know that if
specifically
you can't
thinking,
remember them?
Well, I said this is a great idea.
Great, wonderful. But you can't remember the idea.
Well, no, I said this was a great idea, and then I never
You
did ever
can't
again. It
back
was a
that up.
mistake.
You can't remember what the idea was. You can't back that up. So I can't take you on your word.
Well, I wouldn't have said it's a great idea if it wasn't. I'm
How
very
do you know
critical.
that it was a great idea? You didn't share it with anyone.
I shared it with me.
That doesn't count.
I don't know.
This is what I do when I get onto the questioning thing. I'm sorry, by the way. Sorry to discourse, not sorry to play.
Maybe, well, Kluft is looking a little bit panicky now, and is like
What
trying
I'm
to think.
saying is, Kluft,
Huh.
just whisper in my ear when something pops into your head.
Okay,
You're
I can
going
do
to
that.
go deaf.
Sure. No, that's okay.
Because
You can count on me.
you hurt a lot of people with what you were saying, and when we were that elf. More than you know.
Oh. Well, I didn't mean to hurt nobody. I mean, I don't like to hit people with sticks or nothing. So, I don't want to.
Names
I don't.
hurt as well. Accusing people of things hurts too. Especially when they're peaceful.
No, I get. I understand. Yeah. Sometimes people get said that they were stealing breads, and back home.
Exactly.
So, yeah. You don't want to. Don't want
I
to get
bet
caught. In...
people have called you names your entire life.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Doesn't it hurt?
I mean, you get sort of. I mean, I've got a name, and then other times, they just. It's okay. Everybody's got names. You got Kluft, Smelly, you there, Goomba. That's a good. I get Goomba sometimes. Trash face. I get that sometimes too.
Gutter snipe.
Yeah.
You've got
Yes, gutter snipe's a big one.
knave. Ragamuffin.
Newton, you are not helping my cause.
I think, yeah, I get called many names.
Alright. Well, just be
I think,
careful. And
I
if you
think I
want to say something, say it to me. And then I
Okay.
will say, yes, you can say that out loud, or...
okay.
Okay?
Like you're saying, elves don't always eat people. Pipsqueak was
Elves
lying.
definitely do not always eat people.
Okay. So, what if I do see an elf eat somebody? Though,
Then
should I say
please tell
then?
me.
Okay. Okay, deal. You got it.
Thank you. And Ashen puts their hood back up, goes try to settle down.
Okay. Cool.
Kluft will go back to counting his items.
You wake up in the morning and Hal is gone, and Jeska's like,
Oh my god! I knew it. Proper Twilight Zone episode.
Just before you do all go to sleep, Hal does come inside and is like, don't mind me, just gotta get something. I'm gonna sleep outside tonight. And you see him root around a little bit in like a cupboard in a closet, and you see him take something out and go, all right, good night.
Well, Kluft will fall asleep very quickly and very easily, with dreams of being in a hammock.
Oh.
The true mark of comfort.
Before the final going to sleep, I want to try and pull Ashen aside for 2 seconds.
It's not hard, she's very small.
I don't actually gnome handle you. Ashen, I'm going to require quite a lot of assistance where we are going. I am... You've heard of... you're a person of belief. So I'm sure you're aware of doomings.
Am I?
I mean, you've got one on your character sheet.
DM? Oh, yeah. I didn't hear the word properly because
Sorry.
Newton's voice. Carry on.
Doomings. I'll try that again. I've got one on your character sheet. Well, mine is... When I was young, the sign said that I should be very careful around certain entities that we may be getting ever closer to. And if you may have noticed my nervous esteem around certain... Is there... Do you... I've done a lot of reading myself, but do you happen to know of anything I can do to just ward off, you know... anything kind of relate? And this is probably the smallest you've seen Newton, like, keep to themselves. Like, they keep a hunch and try to keep a low profile all the time, but this is like... Newton has, like, receded into himself. And it's kind of just, like, the whole sort of, like... holding his face and kind of just like, the dooming said that I need to keep away from fairy rings and standing stones because that's going to be my doom. So I tend to make that as keep the fuck away from the fairy. But we are going in a direction where that seems to not be applicable, so I'm help.
Okay, DM. What does... Can I roll a folklore to find out what I know about the Fae?
Sure.
Oof, that was close. I rolled a 51. I needed 53.
Okay. So you're looking for things to ward off Fae? Like generally?
Yeah.
Or the things you're going to you think might be out there?
A little of both. Things to make Newton calmer in himself, because I know, although he's just hitting things with a stick, he does hit them real hard. So I want him to feel a bit more comfortable, as well as sort of understanding what we might be finding.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of different things. Fae are, by their very nature, a function of being unclassifiable. And so they're all classified as the same thing. So they all have their own various bits and pieces of mythology that go along with them. But things like not allowing them to know your true name, don't accept, like, deals with them without being very specific in wording. If you talk with one, food probably shouldn't be eaten near one.
All right. I say this.
Yeah. Holy water.
I tell him what I know, so it's kind of the basic stuff that is just, you know, fairies and things. But then I say, Newton, do you want to know what my dooming is?
Okay. Can I try and guess?
You may.
There's 100 of them in the book.
I'm gonna make a scrutinize check. No, I'm gonna roll a D100 and go on the book, and see if it gets it.
Okay.
Okay. Could you tell me what number 76 in the book is? If you... Oh, no, okay.
For which chart?
Get that big, beautiful book.
Remember,
dooming.
they're
yeah,
seasonal
no.
based.
Oh, yes, they're seasonal based. Well, when were you born? I'm going to try and guess.
Autumn.
I'm probably horribly wrong. If this is hilariously right, I'm gonna cry.
Just your eyes roll back in your head.
Oh dear. What do you, that's combat. So I'm in the classes. There we go. We are dwarf ancestry. I'm almost there. Give me a moment. I'm working on it. Doing so
52.
good. I'm there. I'm actually there. 3 flies will bring your doom.
No.
Damn it.
Mine is the shadow stalk hungrily.
Holy shit! I was 1 roll off.
I just saw that.
Oh, I was between the 2.
And yet, where am I best?
Well,
I pay no mind to doomings. I draw protect me.
okay. Well, thank you for the tips about the Fae. Glad you feel protected. I am just going to be safe, though. Now, I have this holy symbol on it. Yeah, basically, he goes off on one trying to... and also, Ashen, you notice him do his little sort of nervous ticks again. That's it.
Gotcha.
All right. And you all awake in the morning.
Has anyone been eaten by elves?
Mein God, we actually woke up.
I fucking wish.
So you all wake up. You're all alive.
Damn
But
it.
you know.
How dare we?
Yeah, no, just
End
somebody's
my
a
suffering.
hollowed one. Yeah, no, you all awake. It is the morning.
Jeska's up and ready and prepared to go at whatever time.
Often an adventure.
Newton is fast asleep.
Someone tickles him. Just tickle.
I'm up.
The monks must have fucking hated waking you up.
They just didn't. They got used to it.
Huh.
Failed that quest 100 times.
Took 3. Took 3 of them sometimes to roll me over when I snored.
All right, well, back on the road, I guess.
On the road again.
Oh, well,
Get on the road again.
I'm looking forward to getting away from the water, I tell you what. Whew.
We're going to the sea.
What? Are we going
Sideways
to
way, you are getting closer to the ocean.
Are we going on a tree place?
Do we know where the logging camp is, or do we need to go back to the village to go to the logging camp?
We
Because
had it
have
marked
no clue.
down. We had it marked down, I'm pretty sure.
You had it marked down so you know how you'd be able to get there if you use the village. If you could figure out a way of getting there if you're using the village as a point of origin. So you can kind of work your way to where it would be within relative closeness. You're fairly certain.
Okay. As we're sort of going along, I realise it's going to take a couple of days, but I want people's opinions early. Can I lord dump on everyone and sort of tell them what I told Newton the day before?
Well, I'll listen.
Yeah, I'll listen. Jeska
Yeah,
will
no,
listen.
it takes a couple of days.
Dagmar's brain is already mush. Listening to that philosophical discussion.
But no, if you wanted to tell them about the Fae and potential things around the Fae, you may do so. That's not an issue.
Oh. Are these the ones that can curse you with beauty?
Mm-hmm.
If you upset them, they'll make you too beautiful, and then everyone will hound you for days until you throw yourself off a bridge. That's the story, right?
They can curse you with many things.
It's
Oh.
actually
Well, what I'm
a legitimate story of Fae. You all know that one. I just rolled a 5 to see if that was an actual thing. That is a common fairy tale told to children.
I mean, if this stream just needs a Kluftometer, that is just like, is this real?
How much does discourse form the backstory of the world I wrote? How much does he make it?
Just stay away from broken mirrors. If we stay away from broken mirrors, we should be okay.
Fucking
Don't upset
dissertation,
any
Roach, that
particular
is.
mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah, I will listen to you enraptured, by the way. Like Kluft is enraptured by what you're telling him about the Fae. Like he's really interested in it.
What I'm saying is, I feel like these people are not doing the right thing.
Oh, which ones?
And the ones in
Boy,
the
which
village.
ones? Which village?
Oh, you think they're the baddies?
Oh, you mean the human village?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see.
Adja doesn't send pale riders for no reason.
I hate to believe it, but maybe the mayor might be in on something, as you all seem to have gotten a weird vibe that I can't quite detect. But
Perfectly no.
But the other point of reference is the foreman of the lumber camp went missing before everyone else and differently to everyone else. That seems strange to me.
Do you need it translated to Zoomer?
As the only Zoomer in this room, I'm fine, thank you.
He's literally a zoomer by a year. Or a couple of months, I'm pretty
So
sure.
you think he's bussing, but he's actually Cap.
Oh, fuck, Utara, you leave now.
Okay, I am legitimately confused. What's going on?
I don't think I've ever heard weird words come out of UtariOnzo's mouth, and that's saying something. I've played Dungeons & Dragons with this man for like 4 fucking years.
Sorry, I'm confused. Are you saying that the people cutting down the trees are bad, and the Fae are the goodies?
Yeah, somewhat. Yes, in the natural order of things, the Fae are just doing what naturally comes to them. And most of the workmen are probably also good. But it takes a few bad apples to make you avoid a poison tree.
Oh, I know bad apples.
Subscribe to that idea. They're simply making the most of the resources of the area.
That might be
That
true.
doesn't make them wrong or evil. Let's
No,
not be
that's what
painting them bad.
I'm saying. The
Otherwise-
workers are fine,
otherwise the
and
mountains would collapse upon my people that mine it, and the furnaces would light up great fires and burn our homes down if we was, with the level of industry in some of our clan holds. If that was the case.
You're only reinforcing my point. Something terrible must have happened for nature to move away from what has now become the natural order.
That or they just forgot to plant some trees back where they chopped them down.
Where I had suspicions of the herbalist, I'm beginning to think the herbalist was not... He's not the one responsible here for any weird stuff going on. He's just a dupe.
I don't think so.
I think he's a sap. He's been had. And someone's taken what he's discovered and using it in vile ways. He's just produced this wonderful thing that's going to help the village. And who's backing him? The mayor. Well, I had a bad feeling about that mayor. I suspect that he may be onto something else with this project he's been sponsoring the herbalist for.
We should be careful of what we say. Imagining the mayor's death is probably sentenciable to by execution.
You understand that there are people above the mayor, and it's our job to inform them if the mayor were to be up to no good. What I'm saying is simply
Like the king.
suspicion. But we have, well, yes, or his local lord. You know, the man that we're trying to get to
I
this
am
entire time.
of the firm opinion that the blame is not certain yet on any individual.
Well,
What
you agree there,
is
but-
certain is that I believe we have two different scenarios ahead of us. One is the rat folk, and they're completely unrelated to the weirdness of the wood. For lack of a better term.
They're strange people, but yes, they're not the problem.
Seemed normal to me.
However, there could also be a correlation into what forced them out of the mine and the weirdness of the wood.
The Rat King were at war.
Well, but they were at war.
Violence.
They were at war with each other. But before then, do you remember they were the miners, and they said something happened down there in the darkness which made them never want to go back.
Oh, hold on a minute. So there's many legends among white people of digging too deep. They dug too deep.
Too greedily, too deep.
Too greedily, too deep.
Too resource efficiently.
Well, why don't we ask them?
Multi-layered reference there.
But so no, it's what I'm saying is, if something was done to the surrounding wood, something awakened below the ground to cause retribution there because nature was claiming back that part of you. Something desperately has gone wrong, and civilization, the natural order in this area is now at war with civilization in some way. The logging camp was attacked. The miners have been driven out. All of this is development of, a current existing society. Like, long gone are the days where my folk would keep to the mountains and hurl stones at each other. No, we reside in monasteries, etc. The civilization has advanced, so has nature's relationship with it. But something has gone wrong to completely tick it off. And we have most of the picture, just not the final piece. And there might not be a sole person to blame, or there might be. We can't jump to that conclusion. What I do say is we are on the right track, and that the logging camp will hopefully reveal all. Or at least enough for us to then continue on.
What does Ashen think?
I think
Cannibal.
we need to investigate the logging camp because I've no wish to kill innocents. We're all... Something is going wrong. Whether it's the walk, or Batkin, or Pale Riders.
Oh.
But if you're all willing, I'd like you to help me.
Sure.
I feel this is my path.
Okay.
Well, I can politely encourage from a distance, point out things to do better, but helping is not sort of in my nature.
We've noticed.
We could be part of a fairy tale, though. Aren't you excited about that?
Oh no,
I've always wanted to be in a fairy tale.
if
Maybe I'll turn into a prince.
a job needs doing, a job needs doing. But if I feel like you could improve your own character by doing it yourself, then all the better.
Well, thank you for your support.
Ah, so the prince did manage to drill one or two virtues into that skull of yours, I suppose.
Well, it depends how you look at it.
I suppose. But yes, I will stick with you, Ashen. You've not given me any reason not to.
A mystery is a mystery until it's solved.
That's the antithesis of a mystery.
Plus, it's our duty to our lord.
No, it's not.
I'm not from here, technically not my lord.
I had a chat with myself, and I don't think it's my duty, but
But lords are inherently better than everybody else. So if they tell us we gotta,
No.
then we gotta.
Well, I would say.
It depends on how rich they are.
Depends on the society you're part of as well. I mean, in Dwarven society, the elders are more of a council of advisors. They give advice and guidance, but then the community, the clan as a whole, has a say. They're not above us. They're simply promoted from equals.
There's also the wisdoms or the other faith. They tend to be higher than mere monarchs.
Oh, I thought that the gods put the king in charge.
For humans, sure, but you humans have some silly
Roach,
traditions.
is the divine right of kings a thing in this world?
Depends on the king and nation.
Cool.
It goes from kind of either
Yeah.
or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like most human societies.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, to the lumberyard.
No, I wanted to be at the Divine Right of Kings more.
I mean, for Ashen and Newton, your ruler, the Pensy believe in that. Like that whole subcontinent believes in the divine right of kings. Yes.
I love democracy.
I am the Senate.
Actually, the place where you come from, rival, does actually like forms of representative rule, though there is still a divine
Yes.
empress.
I represent financial planning to the rich.
Oh no.
But the Pensy is like, here's a divine right to rule. The problem is which ruler?
There's 3 right now.
Exactly. It's good. We have 3. I thought then we already got one.
And all 3 of the anti-popes are just like, well, whichever one endorses me, I guess.
Two twins and a queen who's kicking ass, if I remember correctly. Last time I was there.
Good on her.
It is what it is.
It's like I was saying last night, Kluft.
Mm-hmm.
What people say they are is not who they are.
That's dangerous, though. You go around saying that sort of stuff that king and kings, they tend to chop your hands off and your legs off, and then you pull your tongue out, and then they get you wrapped up between 2 horses, and they make the horses go real fast. I seen it
That's
happen.
why you whisper it into my ear rather than say it out loud.
Oh, right, yes. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm new to this seneschal business. Okay, no problem. I got it.
All right.
Back in a bit.
Do we need to do our travel checks, Roach?
I'm just gonna roll right now, just because that's gonna take a little bit to do, anyways. So, I like the system, but I don't think it works for like 2-day trips. I think it would work better if we were doing if you had to travel for like a week. Like for a week, it makes a lot more sense. But I'm just gonna roll like an encounter check for like a 1-day trip because I think that works better. Okay, your luck holds out. Sons of bitches. I have so many cool
My mum
encounters.
is very nice.
My mom is okay.
There's so many cool encounters, and I haven't been able to use them. Your trip is fairly uneventful. You're basically just backtracking along the paths that you took, but you take a turn off. Essentially, you don't go through the town, you go around it because you have to go somewhat northerly from the village anyways, so you just kind of go straight across using some trail, blazing a couple of trails and getting there. But it takes you, I'm gonna say you get to, if you're bypassing the village, everything. Yeah, just say, you get there with plenty of time left in the day. You get near where it marks off on the map. I need a I need a awareness check to see how close you can get, if you how long it'll take you to find it once you get to the location, because it's not super detailed. It kind of tells you where to go generally, and you are kind of backtracking from there. So if somebody wants to take lead on it, they can, and then everybody else can provide a help action, which would to get 1 dice.
My awareness is 61.
I will assist Ashen.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
Oh.
What'd you get me?
30.
37 then, Roach, compared to 61.
Okay, cool.
I passed by myself, but it was a 57, so...
More degrees of success, more better.
Exactly.
Just 1 second here. Just need to get this going. So, through some good tracking skills on Ashen's part and good interpretation of the directions you were given by Benjamin, you were able to get pretty close to the point where you are able to visually identify where this operation was without spending too much time searching for it. So you don't lose any time in the day. As you get closer, you see a small carved out clearing in the forest. Remains of a once active work site. 2 longhouses sit at opposite ends of the clearing, with a few sheds scattered around in between them. You can still see tree stumps felled on the ground, and even some logs that are tied with rope waiting to be pulled to a waiting cart. And stumps are still in the ground, have not been cleared all around the edges of this clearing as you arrive. What would you like to do?
How does it smell?
It's called like pine, like a nice evergreen. No, it's it does smell like nature. There's a wind that's carrying through right now, and it smells like
Bird singing
nature.
and everything?
Yeah, for the most part. Like the weather's not as great as it was yesterday, so there's like a couple of clouds and it's some wind going around. So you hear an odd bird here or there that's still out, but it's a little bit less lively.
But not outside the realms of normal.
Yeah, doesn't strike you as too out of place.
Perception check.
Awareness, yes. You can go ahead and do an awareness check.
I needed a 41 and I got an 18.
Cool. We found the system that Rival excels in. He always rolls high.
Only one.
I was about to say Elite Dangerous, but I remembered you tried to kill us and it didn't go very well.
I immediately killed one of the largest ships in the game within 2 rounds of shooting. So, with
you weren't meant to roll that well, okay?
The dice said.
So yeah, you look around, Drakel, and what you see is, yeah, this looks to have been probably the central location for a logging operation. There's a lot of stuff scattered around. There's still axes, like half buried in trees, and chains and rope kind of scattered around.
Any tracks?
If you spend time looking around, I was gonna, if that was specifically what you were looking for, it would have been a harder check, but you did get such a degree of success that it wouldn't have mattered. So you walk the edge, and you do see some tracks. It has been relatively dry here, so the tracks have been preserved. You see a collection of tracks moving in one direction. They all look to be humanoid, with the booted feet.
Are they going in the direction of the village?
No, they're going in like a random direction into the forest.
Anyone who knows how to track?
I do.
Track.
Thank you, Drakel. I appreciate it. Does the weather look like it's going to turn anytime soon, like start raining or anything?
It doesn't look great. That would be hard to figure out. There's some clouds in the sky. It's a bit windy. That's what you got.
Don't like the idea of splitting up, but I don't know. I will hold if it starts raining.
You're cutting out a bit, Red. We didn't get the last part of that sentence.
Yeah, Roach has already said. Am I any better?
Yeah, it's basically where you're getting too into character and being quiet. Your attenuation isn't picking up. I had the same problem DMing yesterday.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, to repeat, they're not sure because if the weather turns, they lose the trail, but they also want to look around the camp.
Well, I think splitting up would be a terrible idea, considering what happened here last time. Someone walked away from this camp and then came back. So,
Shall we follow the trail first?
why don't we check that foreman's hut, and then we can follow the trail? Because that was the one thing that Aiden mentioned was of note to him.
Very well. So, Ashen goes over to the foreman's hut, makes sure that the door isn't trapped or anything, and then tries to open it.
You turn the handle and it comes open. It's a little rusty because of it been sitting out here without any maintenance for a couple of weeks. So you just turn like a clicky as it opens, and there's just a dark room in front of you, a dark interior. What would you like to?
Dark enough that I need a torch to look around properly?
It's an interior hut. Yeah, none of you have dark vision.
It doesn't exist in this game. I'm pretty
It
sure,
doesn't
right?
exist. So you need to get some light in there. Yes, because having stayed in a cabin before, yeah, you're not seeing.
I spat the lantern on my belt and just use that.
Lit by a flickering light by a lantern, you see in front of you a small one-room hut. Inside there is like a very bare, basic, low to the ground bed made of canvas and wood that has some sheeting, kind of some sheets put in on it, and then like a pillow. Opposite of that, there's a small writing desk with a stool, and then on the opposite side of the room from the door, you see a couple of cupboards that are just kind of like stood against the wall.
Can I go to the writing desk and look through it?
Hey, Kluft, there's a good pillow on that bed if you want it.
Oh, I want to rush over to it. Is it like what kind of pillow is it?
It's like it's foreman, so it's like a
What's it got inside it? Like,
down.
yeah, 'cause I'm gonna open it and start like rooting around with my hand inside it, looking for stuff. Is there anything in there?
Goose down. There's just a lot of like
I'm gonna pull out like a bit of goose down, look at it, give it a smell, and go, perfect, thanks, and then like put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Anything on the desk?
There's a couple of sheets of paper, a half-empty ink pot, and a writing pen. From what you can see, there's no writing on any of the pieces of paper. One second, I just gotta make sure nobody's home. I smell burning.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
That's not great.
I hope that's not the last time we see him.
No, he'll run past the camera going, "The house is on fire, we're all gonna die!" Midge, that's bad.
Oh my goodness.
That's bad, Midge.
What?
This is fine.
Mordred, I don't normally break break character on these kind of streams for the raids, but thank you for the raid, Mordred. For those of you watching, welcome. This is the Tuesday night crew of the Component Cast. We are currently playing Zweihander, the Great Schism. This is a band of not even adventurers, medieval individuals currently on a task to find out what's happening to all the missing individuals and various fae and wild creature attacks going on in a local town that we got stranded in.
Yep. Turns out that was a pizza being made. Somebody did come home and I didn't know. So it's not the house burning down from an electrical fire. So we're good.
Wins all around today, gentlemen. Great stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is actually fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't find any writing on any of the bits of paper on the writing desk. It's just it looks like just a lot of like loose parchment.
Right. Urban Jungle. Newton, do you have a pencil?
Well, of course I do. I've got a writing kit.
May I borrow your pencil?
Would you like, yes. He closes his book that he was writing in. You were doing a rubbing. Oh, I could have given you charcoal.
Charcoal.
Thank you. Don't waste my pencils. I have to sharpen these with my fingernails.
Or
The rabbit did it.
whittle
The
with a
dog was
knife.
doing it.
You know how expensive pencils are.
Don't have a
Jeska
knife.
Back
pulls
then,
out a knife
Oh yeah, I
and
do it
looks
with my
at you.
dirk. I've got my dirk. I just do
Yeah.
it. He just does it with his bony fingernails.
Yeah. You do a rubbing, and what you find is kind of it's not uniform, but you find what is probably the remnants of some sort of booking, like books keeping. Like there's some numbers. You can see like gross amount in a day, estimated value of that, stuff like that. Like it looks to be very business related.
Okay.
So, business related stuff is in here.
No, no. There's a rubbing of kind of like a quarter of what was probably a sheet reporting how much they've taken, how many logs they've gotten in a day, or how much lumber they've moved in a day, and how much that value would be. But it's incomplete. It's just like maybe this paper wasn't totally underneath it when he was writing it, and it was just you got a little bit. So.
All right.
Drakel's
Cupboards.
depressed.
Cupboards, yeah. You go to the cupboards, you open them up, and what you find is this is a very limited wardrobe. It's got a sets of tunics, couple of pants and hosen, a spare set of boots, and a hat.
Is there a broken mirror in it?
No mirror. Just it's just very limited. This is when I say cupboard. It's like a very transportable, like like half one. It's probably like a camp cupboard. Like he's just using it for clothing. They're not hanging either. They're kind of like half folded and stuffed in there, as if somebody in construction just like I put my shirts in there, whatever.
I'm personally familiar with that.
I take the boots out, hand them to Kluft, because I know how much they enjoy shoes. If this was a foreman's office, there would be a ledger,
free
wouldn't there?
human.
Yes, you're
So what was
correct.
that?
A ledger, you're right. Paperwork.
Where is everything?
Are the shoes dirty?
They're used.
Okay.
They're worn. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not like brand new. Like the leather. They're leather-ish boots. So they've got like, where leather has been creased and uncreased a couple of times. It's like worn in that like area. So these are
Right.
These are not like brand new.
I want to scrutinize this room for anything that Newton would like associate with the Fae. Like I am looking for like just hyper awareness. I'm just going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and give me an awareness check.
Because basically awareness rather than scrutinize, because I'm investigating it. I'm not like perceiving. I want to.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and scrutinize.
Playing to my advantages.
That's fine.
Okay, I need a 55. And I got a 39. I needed a 55.
Cool. Okay. So you look around, and what you notice, a couple of things out of the ordinary here. One, looks like this bed was not made after it was used. So somebody was sleeping in here, got out, and did not set it again, which might not necessarily be super out of ordinary depending on the person. The ledger book is missing.
Yes, no ledger.
So there should be a ledger book here. But that could also be explained by a couple of various other things. Could have been taken after this individual was taken. They did say that somebody came out here with the sheriff and everything afterwards, so it has been a couple of weeks, so it's a lot of reasons it could be gone. But that is interesting. The boots that Kluft have for a foreman are a little ratty, as if these are like a spare set of boots.
Right. So they've gone off in their normal boots.
Yeah, like these are kind of like, these are those ones you go like, they maybe got like a couple of months left in them, but I got some new pair. I'll just keep these in case, just as a holdover.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. So you get that. All those jump out at you as being odd. The other thing that's a bit odd, this is an interior locking door.
This was opened from the inside, and we already assumed that correct? This was open from the inside for something to get in.
You see no marks of a forced entry, nothing like that.
Which is how we got to the idea of the Pale Riders, was it not? Because we established that from the guy we interviewed.
I was gonna say, what's your degree of success with that last roll?
I had a 39 to a 55, so yeah, 2.
2, cool. Which is enough. You see, as you look closely at the exterior of the door, something because of your height, something that would have been easily missed by others. At the top of the door frame, near the top of the shack, you see, oddly enough, an imprint on the wood. Not burned. It's odd. It's not burned in. It's not beaten in. It's like something touched it, and then the wood just shirked away from it, like it in a very small space, like it rotted away in a very small space to form a new indentation, and it's the shape of partial handprint.
Okay, friends. I've got a handprint here of... It doesn't look human hand, does it?
It'd be very thin if it was.
Okay, it is an obscure handprint that has melted parts of the door there, and this is at an abnormal height, therefore is maybe on a horse, ergo pale rider.
Is this something I would know about pale riders or something I've heard about?
Pale riders cannot be stopped by locks. Mundane locks open for them.
Yes. This thing was... The foreman here was definitely taken by whatever led this attack, rather than murdered or butchered or whatever happened in the fog. Like others, it seemed more of an ambushy sort of violence. This is calm. This is deliberate. They came here for this specific reason, and everything else was purview.
An unfortunate consequence, maybe.
Precisely. It's the minions dealt with the minions, whilst the leader came and dealt with the leader, like a duel.
Well, I think it was more the Pale Rider came here to take him, and everybody else tried to stop it. Or maybe some people tried to stop him, because they felt some sort of a strange loyalty, but from what I understand from Aiden, wasn't the nicest guy.
I would more think it's the consequence of, again, whilst not inherently bad, they don't exactly think somewhat the same as we do in terms of, oh, good, bad, this person is just, a standard worker. It's his...
Well, it could also be the fact that the foreman and then various members of the group did something that other members did not.
Could be.
It's probably like whenever you're standing around loitering a little bit, and then somebody in your group throws a rock at a man-at-arms, and then the man-at-arms comes over, and they start hassling everybody and waving their swords around at everyone. You sort of get caught up in the mix. I don't think that there's really any more thinking that's going on into it rather than that, to be honest, if they came for this guy.
Do we have a direction of tracks leaving this place? Oh, as much as I hate to say it, and I just rolled to see if Newton would even suggest this. I got a 1.
Good roll.
Or a bad roll, depending.
It's a bad roll for Newton, a good one for, I think, the rest of the adventure. I think we've got to follow the Pale Rider.
I agree.
Okay.
I will lead.
Well, at least now we know that. At least now we know definitely what it was. So I think this was worth it.
Are we gonna be in a fairy tale?
Probably not.
Or on a fairy's dinner.
Kluft, sing your own stories.
Okay. Some of them are quite dirty, though.
Alright, sure.
Literally or figuratively?
Both.
This one time I found a very big bathtub. It was in the mud, so
Right.
I had to collect it, and it was a real hassle.
So,
Muck everywhere.
I know a rude song about a certain mayor's daughter.
Well, don't let the mayor hear that.
so you start following the tracks that were originally pointed out to you by Drakel's search. A couple of things jump out at you, because I think you have a high enough skill level on this that is just pretty second nature for it. This isn't a single individual's tracks, this is a group. It's a group of individuals moving at a fairly quick pace in one direction. And it's initially hard to tell how many there are because they're all bunched up together. So it's like they were in like a big mass running in one direction. Roll an awareness check if you would like to get either any information more on this as you track
I will.
along.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Oh, I rolled a 90.
That is bad.
Yeah.
I rolled a
73.
Sorry, Discourse, I've got all your luck today.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I've rolled below 90 today. I don't think. I think I've rolled like pretty poorly all
You've been
day.
rolling
all of the bad
bad.
luck has congealed itself into Discord's dice.
I mean, like I'll be that rod. You know what I mean? Like I'm fine to be the the lightning rod here. I'll take it.
39, I needed 61. So
32,
just-
I needed 45.
Okay, cool.
1 degree of success, basically.
So, as you walk along, more information kind of comes to you as you get familiar with these tracks. You start recognizing different patterns, different individuals that are in here more and more. It takes you a bit, but you find a little section where they kind of like spread out a little bit more before going back into each other, and that unveils a set of tracks that were hidden because they were trotting over the other tracks as if they were behind them. It's tracks left by hooved feet.
Jeska, you were here before?
I mean, no. But thanks for asking, at least.
Oh, I believe this is the Pale Rider. The rider element of it makes sense to have hooved feet.
You're being facetious, I know. It, however, was not funny.
I was going to ask, just on a side note, Elven family, is it adoption or is this?
My father was a Grendel, my mother was a full-blooded elf.
Oh. Beautiful.
Moving on.
So it's 2 racists in the party.
Not racist.
No,
Curiosity.
No. He's just curious. Yeah, like we like. I'll be honest. Newton is an asshole. He's not racist.
It's not even he's an asshole. He just has no social awareness.
Yeah, he's socially inept is the best way to describe it, I suppose.
So,
Hey, in fairness, I think that describes Kluft's racism as well. It's not like a mean racism. He's just a very ignorant person who's been led astray by others.
Yeah.
He can
Never
be
given to
taught.
peer pressure, kids. Never given to peer
Yeah. Although he doesn't smoke,
Yeah.
I guess.
pressure.
Unless it sounds like fun.
He
Yeah.
doesn't smoke. Asks for
that's a
cigars at the
joke.
bar.
That's a joke. That is a joke. That is not actual advice.
I do like how Discourse is like, he doesn't smoke, but he asked for cigars while at the bar when he had a little bit of money.
Kids, don't buy
That's because
drugs.
you got money. When you got money, you gotta buy cigars,
I suppose.
kids.
Yeah. Kids.
It's living the high life, you know? The moment you've got a bit of money, you're living the high
So,
life.
Does not constitute endorsement or advice.
God damn it.
Don't follow Kluft's life's decisions. I would say that
Usually a
much.
bad choice.
Yeah. I would definitely frown at it.
Yeah. You follow these tracks for a while until you're probably about, let's say, about 20 minutes before they peter out, and you enter into. It's odd. It's not a clearing because it is not empty. It's an area that seems more empty because it has been cleared of a multitude of trees, not by one large one. So it kind of like gives way to you see a tree in the forest, and it's kind of made its own little section around it because none of the others can get close. It's a gnarled, must be an ancient oak sitting by itself. Its roots kind of go in and out of the ground and kind of radiate outwards. But you see something on the oak as you look around. You see a carving on its trunk.
Oh. Ooh.
Can you tell what it is?
No, what's it?
Well, I need to. Well, just let me double check here. Check languages.
Oh.
Is it like an image, or does it look like writing?
It is writing. It's runic. It's writing.
Point me out.
It's a number of very elaborate pictograms.
It's hieroglyphics.
Bloody word magic.
Bloody word magic.
Stingbats.
Yeah, it would be Jeska and Newton that would be able to read it. It is.
Oh, it
is
the old Latin.
Yeah, it's old Esperta.
So what does it say?
Right.
I'll put it in.
Or is it too far away from where we're standing to read it?
Do you want to go up to it? Is the question?
If I don't have to get any
Ashen's
closer.
there.
You wouldn't be able to see it from afar. It's not
What-
that.
what-
It's not
what
like.
type
Well, like
of
I'll
check is
wander up
this?
to the tree.
What kind of check?
I won't have stopped.
Is this a check to understand it, or is it we just understand?
You just understand. It's written. Like it's not like a cryptic writing. It's just it's writing.
Hey, that's a big old tree.
If
I'll
Ashen is
walk up
walking
towards
towards the tree, I walk with them because,
Right.
there's no point in staying back when one person's already getting close to it.
Okay, I'll just I'll PM both you the wording.
I'm trying to read it from a distance as far as possible.
I can't put it in lower font size on Discord. So,
That would
or
be
else-
so funny if you could.
What the hell?
What the heck?
Oh, if you copy and paste from OneNote, it makes it, and then you paste it into Discord, it becomes a PNG of the
wow.
writing.
That's weird.
That's what the hell?
Wild.
Why?
What?
Why?
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 Why? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Microsoft.
Microsoft?
Yeah, I don't even know how you do that. Why would?
All right, whatever kind of like coding's going on in the background.
That's
of
word
that,
magic.
That's weird.
That's word magic.
That's word magic. That's actually word magic. There it is.
There we go. I had to do that, and I had to go to Google, post it into Google, and then copy it. From there to
I feel
words.
like because Newton is reading from a distance, he's going. We let loose from
Newton,
Gossamer.
it's okay. I'll read it. I'm here. We are let loose from gossamer bonds to bring low those who owe a debt. Blood, for the treasure gained by deceit. May it be a poison ever sweet.
Dash Mahatma Gandhi 2021.
Who is this? And what is
Oh.
that string of numbers at the end? So
Can you
I'm.
repeat that, please?
I can indeed.
I can put it in the handouts. I'll
We
just
let
type-
loose from
Thanks.
gossamer bonds to bring low those who owe a debt. Blood, for the treasure gained by deceit, may it be poison ever sweet. Oh gosh, it rhymes. The pixies are coming.
Oh, don't worry. I think they're bookies.
The worst kind of fae.
The sound of tiny beating wings come on the wind. Just-
For real.
So, who inscribed this then?
The Riders.
Yeah, fairies.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Or someone calling for the riders.
That's
A
also
bookie.
fair. Yes.
Someone
Potentially
with
a bookie.
someone with a bone to pick with whoever was cutting down the forest, called on the forest to clear the
I don't
debt.
know. It could be the case
No.
that he was putting money on horses.
It wouldn't be for the trees. There was no deceit there. It's a logging camp.
We bring those who owe a debt. Maybe. And the
Oh.
ledger was gone. Those who owe a debt. Maybe the foreman was embezzling money, owed money to someone. That person called upon the forest to deal
Aja
with them.
doesn't care about money.
No, but it cares about its own.
And people who are working and they don't get enough money do care about that too. They might have been annoyed. Maybe they wrote it. No, they would have been able to write, I guess.
Ashen, in your experience, have you ever come across someone who is very close with nature? In a
Probably
way
someone very
that
smart.
even they can ask favor of it.
There's only one person at the village who could write this. It's the herbalist.
I don't think he even knows this language.
Actually,
who else could it
that's a memory thing, probably because Newton would have seen. Were any of his books on like alchemy and medicine in Latin?
You never saw books in his
Okay.
in his home. You just saw he had some
What about at the
papers.
mayor's?
Mayor had a lot of books of various different types.
Was there anything that like was about fairies or was about transcribing?
That would be.
Well, I wouldn't know. I can't read.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Just like
Newton
FYI.
may
to
have
the public.
had a look.
It says we.
We are let loose from Gossamer Bonds. Yes, no. That, okay, so we are let loose from Gossamer Bonds does kind of, in terms of the conjunctive of the word, it we do sound like we're coming from the point of view of the Pale Riders. We are bringing to those who owe a debt, so blood for blood. So there is a blood for blood.
Did
Or the treasure
Well-
gained that by someone tricked someone.
maybe there? I'll be honest. I don't think anyone in the village would want this to go away. They needed the money and the people.
Can I make a folklore check to see how you summon Pale Riders? Or if people can't summon them at all?
Yeah, you can try. Yeah, you can
Well,
give it a
people below
shot.
90, people below 90. Yes, I rolled a 2. Yes.
Wait, you rolled a 2?
Yeah.
What's your folklore? What's your
She has high folklore. Kluft has high folklore, if I
high
remember correctly, doesn't he?
folklore.
You've got like a.
I think he's trained in it.
You're trained in it, so you got.
He does.
So what's the percentage?
My folklore is it's intelligence. So I've got a 43% in intelligence, and I'm trained in folklore.
You got a 2.
That's 4
Yeah,
degrees
like-
of success.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, because I could not make it hard enough for you to not, because the max is a negative 30.
Which would mean you would be at a 20.
I do
She
a
can't
bookie.
lose. They can't
I do a
lose.
bookie who tried to summon the Pale Riders on a debtor.
But it didn't work because it was in the center of a city.
Well, I don't know. Let's hear if it did work or not. Did it work?
I've got it in my head canon that bookies and jockeys are now also pixies in this world.
I'm telling
just-
ya,
it's
little
like
man. Little man on horses. Telling you, dude.
Yeah.
Little tiny pixies.
Welsh fairies used to ride corgis.
Yep.
They did.
Ooh,
Yep.
that is true. Yeah.
Yep.
Pixie Mafia.
The so okay. Yeah, the Pale Riders aren't normally summoned.
Mm-hmm.
They're sent. But there are extenuating circumstances in which a Pale Rider could not be under the employ or under the oath of Aja, which they could be.
So when
employed.
you say sent, do you mean by like a fellow fairy? In that sense, like, do you mean
The Pale
like,
Riders are weird. They're not. They're Fae, but they don't hold court with Fae. They are less autonomous. They do a
Okay.
job. They have a driving force. They and their primary employer is the best word for it, but their primary patron is Asia, the wisdom of nature, and so they're usually sent for that by her. At least that's how it's interpreted. But there have been stories of others getting Pale Riders under their power and sending them for a debt. Usually not through summoning. Usually through some extenuating circumstance or something like that. Something
It's like a
enough
magical artifact or something, or
or like a oh god, why is the first thing that comes to my brain Harry Potter, like a death curse or something like that, like something egregious enough to cause like a spontaneous casting of something.
We let loose from Gossamer Bonds. Well, I was talking about the fog. That's what that is. That's the fog. Newton's just going full analytical in the text, not worrying about the folklore. To bring those who owe a debt. So the foreman, because the ledger is gone, he owed a debt. Blood for blood. People are dead. That's the blood. But it also means that someone who the people that sent the Pale Riders, they lost someone too, or something too. For treasure gained by deceit, may it poison ever sweet.
it wouldn't be.
No. Hear me out here. Treasure gained by deceit, may it poison ever sweet. There was a deal here for this village to encroach on areas of the forest and take its livelihood, and they overstepped the bonds. Maybe the mayor overstepped the bonds. The treasure gained, e.g., the logs, the gifts of the mines, ever sweet, became poisonous. That's why a lot of the crops around here can't grow. It's poisoned ever sweet. This is longer going than just this attack.
So you're saying it's the mine? Something to
I'm saying the mine
right?
is something. The mine, I'm saying all of it is connected, and some deal was struck between the entities of nature and those of the town, and someone in town has overstepped their welcome or hurt whoever it is they made the deal with.
It's probably the mayor. His house is haunted.
I mean, as much as I agree with you for different reasons.
What do you mean his house is haunted? This is the first Newton has heard of this.
Ashen,
I saw a ghost in his house.
Let's let those two have that discussion.
No. I know Kluft doesn't sound insane sometimes, but if we might be able to extrapolate that Kluft actually saw something useful. Kluft, what did you see at the mayor's?
There was a figure standing in the window staring out all night. It was a ghost, probably.
How drunk were you?
Well, I can remember it, so not very, I don't think.
How far away from the window were you?
I was spying on it in case of ghosts.
But yeah, were you close to it?
I was pretty far, but not too
Okay,
far.
so
I could see the figure.
So, what I'm just trying to work out, it's not Kluft's reflection that Kluft saw, right?
That's good. That's good shot, because it might have been.
That's what
no,
I'm just
I don't
trying
think
to
so.
ascertain here. Okay. So, something might actually be going on with the bear. That's good information. Jeska, what were you saying? Continue.
Ashen, let's say that this was some sort of slight, or maybe it was they killed something they shouldn't have. Blood for blood, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. What if it was some sort of creature of the forest that had a deep connection with this place, with this tree even, and it was killed by the loggers, maybe even accidentally, and that would have caused this whole thing. And that could be why we have a warg. It could be that could be one of the things that the Fae have started to bring down upon this place, is retribution for killing some sort of, I don't know, maybe a creature that had a very deep connection to this area.
Yes.
The walks usually come in pairs.
No. They are
Just one.
very much they're very much solitary creatures. Solitary of their own kind. But they usually surround themselves with multiple wolf packs.
Okay.
I have a statement. Weren't we just told to figure it out? This us then? Did we do it?
This isn't for Mayor. For me, Kluft.
Huh? Oh. Oh, okay. This is just to be in a fairy tale.
This is so you can be in a fairy tale.
Oh, okay.
Who owned this land before the Duke or the local lord did? Like this forest in particular. Do we know that?
That's a question of inheritance, records, and how well those records have been kept.
This woods around this town, does it have a name? Did we ever ascertain that?
Wouldn't be something you personally would know. It'd have to be a local that would know something like that. And the only one that's local around here is unfortunately Kluft.
It's also, well...
Kluft, I'm going to need you to try real hard.
Uh-huh.
These woods.
Uh-huh.
Does it have a name? Like, have you ever seen one of those... Do you know if this area has a
What
name?
did they
Like-
used to call the woods in the stories?
Yes,
Oh.
that's a good one.
What did they call the woods in the stories?
Go ahead and make a folklore check for me.
This is like...
You know, we could just...
I got a
ask someone.
72. That's a fail.
No,
The
they
dice
usually call
have
it the
returned to
woods.
normal.
Wait, so hold on. You're telling me I don't know what the name of the woods are?
You're local in the sense that, like, you're from the same. Well, if that's not gonna work with you, from like I was gonna say, you're from Illinois and you don't know what the woods are named next to Highland Park. Yeah, of course you wouldn't know. That's like
I have no
very
idea
specific
what any of these
location.
places are. Okay.
Yeah, it's like yeah, there are woods near that town. I just
To be honest, we don't talk about the forest much back home, unless it don't go there because a farmer will get you. So.
In answer to your question, Jeska, it's like I was thinking before, it's linked.
Hmm.
I think you're right. I think something important was killed.
Something or someone. That's why I asked,
Yeah.
are there individuals that you've come across that is maybe less secular than the wisdoms that follow?
These aren't my woods.
No, but it's, cross-reference.
What it says, the sweet poisons, maybe it's talking about the mushrooms. They're pretty sweet.
No, I feel like
Oh.
that's the death of all the land around this.
No, there is also the fact that maybe they chopped down a nymph tree or something. That could have killed a nymph, and then of course, you know how deities get when you kill one of their followers, especially one like that.
Can I put my hand on the writing and pray?
Tree.
I'm gonna find
Sure.
the nearest piece of large cover to take cover behind.
Sure.
Just dives
you can
behind
do
a
that.
nearby tree. It's still too wide to stand behind the tree.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to need you to go ahead and roll a... Let me just see what is the most applicable thing here, because there's a lot that could work.
Gamble. You're gambling with your life.
You're gambling with your life, yeah. Yeah, no, I need you to make a resolve test.
Cripes.
Best of luck.
Oh.
that's only my lowest. Okay, cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
$32. I needed 39.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. So, it's gonna be interesting. Cool. And I also need Newton and Jeska to roll a d10.
Oh no. It's a 1.
Oh,
Wow, is that the second one you've rolled?
He rolled a 2 last.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 2.
No,
No, you rolled a 2.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 earlier, and it was on my decision-making check. And that was a D100 one. That was even lower chances.
Yeah.
nice.
Oh. Okay. Just give me a second here. So, a lot of things happen.
Uh-oh. Don't like that.
So, you start praying to Aja, feeling their wisdoms pulse through you as you do so. While that's happening, everyone else feel like an odd static electricity kind of going through the air, as like it just like the general kind of energy level in the atmosphere kind of rises slightly. Is Ashen praying aloud or internally?
She doesn't do much aloud. Internal.
Cool.
Okay. When I feel the electricity spike up, I'm gonna start mumbling wisdom, like prayers from the wisdoms, specifically about the nature god. Just like, oh, just like go along with it, protect yourself. Like, and then I'm grasping my holy water, like holy water, holy symbol, just like. It is the guy from the Mummy with multiple symbols.
Yeah,
going,
finding the right one.
Yep, that's yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm just gonna look around dumbly, enjoying the fact that my hair is now standing on end.
Yeah. So you're.
Is it though, or is it too greasy?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's like,
It's
a little
coming up in clumps.
yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough,
works
but
like
yeah,
an
there's,
oiled
static-
superconductor.
There's a static electricity, and then oddly enough, there's this feeling of just it's hard to pin down, but you feel like the air gets thicker and sound gets a bit more muted everywhere around you. And at first you may have thought this might be your imagination, but then it kind of becomes apparent to you that, oh no, this isn't my imagination. The area is getting darker and darker, and it's like it's late afternoon at this point, until it all just kind of stops. It goes. And it kind of and then everything's fine. Feels like for all of you. Ashen, this whole time you just praying to yourself. You feel that static kind of overcome you a little bit, and then you stop feeling the tree. And you look to your hand and you see the tree has kind of rotted away from your hand and is like sloughing off within about 2 feet of the hand, just kind of like coming down. And then then you're no longer touching it at that point. You're just kind of standing there. You don't hear any birds.
What do I see?
What was that?
What do I see?
You see a old mighty oak in front of you that has about a 2-foot half sphere gouged in through it, or in it. Like, so it's just kind of like an ice cream scoop went through from radiating from where your hand was touching. And you definitely look around. It's quieter. Air's a bit mustier. There are less birds singing. Feels later in the day. You see your companions all away from you. They've all moved back, which is fine. That is what it is. But then you notice something. You look towards... Just 1 second, just gonna double check this. Yeah. You look towards Newton as he's like hiding half behind some cover.
Large boulder, just like my back to it with like...
Yeah, your back to it. Yeah. But you look at him. It's odd, and then you see, oh, there's Kluft or Drakel behind him. But then you see Kluft's over there, and Drakel's over there, and in the fog, kind of melts away a little bit, and you see a person standing behind Newton, just kind of unmoving.
Do I recognize him?
No, it's too dark. Like it's not clear enough for it. It's still kind of partially obscured in the fog.
Do I realize that my companions aren't really there, or do I really think they're there?
They're there. Look like they're there.
Newton, who's that behind you?
Do I recognize this without like do I hear Ashen talk to me? Is like,
oh, do you hear Ashen talk to you? Yeah, you hear Ashen talk.
If she says someone's behind me, Newton flips round and is like, ah! With the holy water. Do I see anything?
You flip around, Newton, and behind you about 3 feet, oddly close, especially given the fact that you had no knowledge that they were there before, you see a 5'5" person in the thick fog, but as your eyes focus to the closer image, you see it's odd because they're not moving and then you resolve the details, and you just see a slightly better dressed than normal, like peasant individual, a little heavier set than normal, little balding on the top, like kind of functionary vibes that it's given off to you, human man, with slightly paler green skin and a large gash on his right side, and the eyes like connect with yours.
Oh, I'm looking down as well. I was like, oh.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
So
Shit.
Excuse you.
Hello.
Excuse me, sir. Can I help you?
He's just like starting to like open its mouth and like a slight growl coming out.
Latin. Can I speak in Latin? We're here to help.
I still have my holy symbol out.
Yeah, no, I'm holding mine as well, which has
I
at least
waved.
has at least a part of the nature one.
Make a bargain check.
Oh fuck. Oh
Well,
dear
we're
lord.
fucked.
So I have a 27 in fellowship.
Okay, you can
We are so
Use
fucked.
fortune dice. If you
Roll
need it.
roll a 1.
I have to roll a 1. I have to roll
Yeah,
a 1.
you have no physical way of beating it unless
Can
you
I
do.
help?
You can try, yeah, if you want to.
I mean, I
if you want
can
to do
help.
that.
But because I can speak Latin, well, actually, I should. What is the actual language name? Sorry, I should get that right.
Oldest Perda.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Oldesperda.
Can you roll, Red? Because I just rolled an 11.
So
Okay.
somebody has to roll a 0. You have to
If
roll
someone
0
rolls,
on-
if you roll a 0, we have this.
Fuck off! No way.
You didn't.
Is that or is the total
Alright,
opposite?
Show me. Show me.
I'm taking a photo of this because mine is an 11,
Yeah.
which is a critical success for me.
God. No.
Is yours is the opposite, or is
I
it
rolled a
good?
90.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah. So,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
No,
I
she's
rolled a
just standing
6.
there. No idea what the fuck to do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Well, so can I? Do I fate this, mother?
Yes, you do.
Do you want to use a fortune point?
Yes, you do.
From the fortune pool.
There's only, yes, you do.
Simple
There's 20
fact,
minutes left in the session.
You've
Sorry, there's
got
10
a-
minutes left in the session.
Go for
Use
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a 1 in 100 chance of hitting on the 1.
If he uses a fortune point,
But
do
it's
we
a
get to reroll as
chance.
well, or is it just him getting to reroll?
But hasn't he already got a crit success?
It's a
It's-
crit success,
but-
but it's
but-
above the target number. It's a negative 30.
It's
He has
a
20.
negative 30 to this. I have a 27, so there is no possible maximum outside of a 1 because a 1 is an automatic critical success. So yes,
it's an automatic
normally for me it would be a critical success. Because there's a negative 30 to this, it's not.
It's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it was bad. It's bad. You could, if you want to use a fortune point, re-roll the help action roll if you wanted to.
I die
Yeah, go
because
for
of it.
that.
I'm killing the person who
Yeah.
kills me.
Fair.
Yeah, so re-roll the help action.
So,
That's the better way to do this.
Do we both want to do it then? Like spend
You know,
2 fortune points?
Okay, cool. Sue. All right, two. Yeah, two.
Yeah,
two.
whoever's re-rolling.
That's how it works. You can't do that.
Whoever
You
my
have to
helpers
accept
are,
one.
just
Okay. Come on, dice. Don't let me down again. Well, would you look at that bad boy? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this because of the camera, but I will.
That's a 0.
no way. The heart palpitations are like. Okay, so by fate, by fortune
fortune.
favors us today.
Very
Fortune
fortunate.
favors the bullshit.
And enough re-rolls.
That dice is getting like I'm christening this dice. This dice is going to be like blessed. I'm putting.
I know
I'm gonna
this
get holy water.
this whole set are beautiful. These are my health point dice that I got in a tube. That I rolled well on all. They're my.
Now I'm throwing you a bone here because technically the stat for this creature says it has no stats in personal skills, fellowship, wisdom, or intelligence, which would therefore make it incapable of bargaining with. But because you did technically roll a 1, which is a critical success to try and it's basically in Resident Evil just going like, what if we talk? The monster
And the G virus and like the heavily mutated like nemesis just going, sure.
So just to be clear, like in my mind that I have the image of this thing correct, it's like a small balding bureaucrat that's green.
that has a giant gash on its right side, like it had been cut through by a saber.
Ah, okay.
Yes, this
Does
is.
it look like or an axe?
Possibly. It's just a giant cut on its right side.
Ah.
Been cut down like a tree.
So because of all of that, it is. You all get 2 free actions in combat because it cannot be reasoned with. It is a zombie. It is a mindless. You're reasoning with a zombie, but you basically get 2 full rounds of it not doing anything as it's like, I don't know how to process this.
It's just staring at you like.
Wait, did we summon a zombie? Or are you saying it's
something?
like? Are you saying like it's the equivalent of a zombie, basically, in terms of its like its behaviors and its activity?
It's stat line. Yeah, it's stat line.
Yeah.
It is a summoned creature of some sort.
Okay.
Do I recognize what it could be?
What it could be?
It's the consequence of your decisions.
It is the consequences of my actions.
Yeah. It is probably some form of foreman.
Yellow.
Right. Okay.
Well,
Some form of
have one
foreman that
thing
was
here
reported dead.
We have one thing here that can kill undead, and Newton is holding it.
That's why I'm giving you I'm giving 2 free actions for you to go ahead and do this. We're gonna do Newton, go ahead and just roll, see if you can attack with the holy water twice and what you do. And if you could just beat this before the combat goes, and I won't get to use a combat map. Because you
Which would make Roach very upset. Even more upset than he already is.
So
so it is you're throwing it.
I hold up. I need to double check something because might have misread my tinatures. My various, my trappings, should I say? Because
you have a 20th anniversary mouse pad for, is that Hoy?
No, you were appearing about
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, did you mistake royal water for holy water?
I think so, but the thing is, holy water isn't also in the list. I don't find it anywhere. Oh, it is. There it is. There it is. I might not have holy water. Therefore, I will do...
Roll a d10. Roll a d10 for me.
A d10?
Roll a d10.
Sure.
Because you do have a backstory. You do have a backstory.
From a monastery.
So
That's a 9.
It's a 9? Hold on.
Ashen's a necromancer now.
Yeah.
You have...
I didn't mean to be. I was saying little brat.
You got 1 thing of holy water.
Okay.
replace the royal water for holy water. You got 1 thing of holy water.
Sure.
That was the 1 thing you got. I'll say that since that is you went under the assumption that you had that and did not seek out a priest in the elven village that there was one in to get holy water.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why prep matters, guys.
Okay. I'm going to try and
Smite thee.
Remember, you can take aim, and you can also make it. You can't make it a call shot because it's not melee, but you can take aim to make it easier to hit.
It's in 3 feet of me. This is melee. I'm gonna just glass this thing. I'm not throwing it. I am
Just pushing the glass into its face.
No. Like I am good. I am a 9-foot individual. It is a 5-foot individual. I have hands that are bigger than this individual. I have a tincture of holy water. I'm gonna oops upside the head this motherfucker. I just smash it into his ear. That's what I'm gonna try to do anyway. What exactly a bar fighting style essentially. Would this be a simple melee, or would this just be a brawn?
I'm giving you guys a lot of fucking leeway.
I know.
with this
I'm
game.
just trying to outline.
Leeway, but it is funny. So yes, it's a simple melee attack. So I will allow it.
I have a good chance at this then.
You can, yeah, you could
You can also
aim.
do called.
So what does
call
it?
shot.
What's a cold shot give me?
It means that they can't defend if you hit, and you can also do. You can either do that, or you could do a take aim to give yourself +10 to hit for each AP you spend.
Cold shot.
Okay. So it can't defend.
If I hit, and I'm gonna jam this into this thing's skull.
Okay. It only costs, I think, 1 AP to do a normal attack, so you could also take aim and.
Oh,
get it plus
I
10.
didn't think I could call a shot and aim. But if I can call a shot and aim, I will.
It's AP based, so I just
Because the
just
call
double.
Shot includes the AP to attack. We've had this discussion.
Sure.
and
Yes.
then you can-
Yes.
So it is an
Now,
attack.
I'm not needing to
action, yeah.
move, so.
That is true. Yes. you are
Okay,
correct.
so if I get the extra 10,
Yep.
I need a 63. I just rolled a 60.
All right. You hit. It can't do anything. So
I
so,
just
so you hit.
smash this holy water vial into the side of its face.
All right. There is actual stats for what damage this does to this creature, which so you're gonna roll 2d10 plus 2, 2d10 plus 2 damage.
10 plus 2. That's an 8. And that's a 10. So 20.
20. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Just the slow-handed slap.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. Also, I'm just gonna need everybody to go ahead and make an easy resolve check. So a plus 20% resolve check. All of you just gotta make it. If you fail it, roll 1d10 plus 1, and that's how much peril you get.
Is this because
I got 11.
question? Is this because we're looking at the sights of a dead body?
You know, you're looking at an undead abomination.
Sure. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because it's just like
It's slightly different because it
Yeah.
moves.
Yeah, this is like being, like this is very different to D&D, where like you probably have seen undead, but like this is a rare thing to see. This is like wow.
Yeah. So basically, if you fail that resolve check, by the way, you take 1d10 mental peril and 3 corruption points. That's if you fail it.
The fail.
It's an easy resolve check, which means you add plus 20 to your resolve.
oh
like,
yeah, I'm
like,
fine.
I
Yeah,
got
it's not-
7.
Cool.
12.
I got a 1.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
A lot of ones today. A lot of ones, a lot of twos. Doing
I
pretty
rolled
good.
a
We need it.
51 versus a 69.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Thank
you. We're all
Thank you.
children. So,
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so I guess nobody takes any type of damage or any type of mental issues from the fact that they saw an undead corpse. Cool. So yeah, you roll 20 damage, which this is not a full-blooded zombie. This is a husk this is a special creature, which means that actually its highest. I want you. Okay. It's it has a lower high number because I didn't want it to be too bad because you guys got kind of fucked with the rats beforehand. So its death threshold, like its damage threshold, goes 5, 11, 17, 20. Is its full stat. So basically what you just did, rolling what you did, was smack a zombie that freaked you the fuck out with holy water, and what you see happen is this thing starts going towards you, just it smacks, and you see it stop for a second, and it just catches on fire and immediately goes into ash.
Good job.
And yeah, the light and daytime, like normal atmosphere, comes back.
Yay, I'm not dead.
This time.
Hey, successful encounter.
Roach is just like, I made a fucking map for this bullshit.
I did.
Can we see
I
it?
did.
Can we show it off? I can show it off on stream. We're at the. We wanted to finish slightly early. Remember, we wanted to finish slightly early today, and we're at
That's
that
true.
time. So let's quickly show off the map,
true.
and we'll leave the story as this creature bursts into flame in front of us all.
Yeah, it's a very small encounter map. It was supposed to be. Just let me get here.
But I don't believe that worked. Well worth those fate points, friends. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
I like the tree in the middle.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's quaint. It's nice and pretty.
Oh, and
Yeah, I didn't put any of the minis down because I would have got them rid from the character selection basic map, because there's only one mini existing in a campaign at once. So yeah, basically, I guess that's how we will end today's session. Is we end with Newton having empty-handed slapped a zombie to death.
He literally pimp slapped that bitch to death.
It's that viral video of when the guy bursts out of the bin and just in the Halloween mask and just gets punched in the face and goes back in the bin.
Yep.
Yes.
I
But
should have put a couple more down or increased its health. I thought that would work. I didn't, because the thing is, you can't kill that without either holy water or
a blessed weapon.
A blessed weapon. That's it.
well, we are so. Without further ado, all we've got left to do tonight is to thank the people that have been here. So thank you to Surelyonlymikey, UtariOnzo, Discourse Miniatures. We also have Red Moogle and Rival Zone Gaming. All of their links you can find in the stuff below. We have our wonderful GM, Commissar Roach. You can find him also linked below. And I've been Midgeman. This has been the Component Cast. We will not be back with this next week, but we will be possibly back with
Possibly. We have a vote.
We're going to be
post it
we're
on
going to talk
Twitter.
it up. But Eleanor Chronicles will definitely be back next week. So do join us then. Anyway, much love to you all. Have a wonderful week if we don't see you. And good night.
Bye.
Good night.